Oh my goodness.
All right, go ahead. All right, guys. Good.
Hey.
Good morning.
Fat Albert.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, and welcome to the podcast.
You're welcome to WJWR something. Anyways, how are you guys doing?
WKRP.
Oh my gosh, that was such a good
Cincinnati.
show.
I love
man.
that
That was a
show.
good show.
That was
All
a
right.
great show.
Well, how are you guys doing? Welcome, everybody. Hopefully, everyone's staying safe out there. And we're going to try to distract you guys for however long we decide to be on this.
Yeah.
You know, so I think we're done.
Sounds good. Can I?
All right, that was it.
Wrap it up. Let's wrap this up.
No, can I say something?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
You're on the podcast.
Because this is me. And,
Okay.
And nobody be surprised.
Mm.
So, am I the only one who is so sick of everyone saying "stay safe"?
No,
Like,
I think that's a
seriously,
nice thing.
It's become irritating to me.
Oh my gosh, Lori's like,
I can understand.
Literally, it doesn't matter who you are, where
Yeah.
you are. Every single stay
well,
safe.
that's,
You know what?
you know,
You know
that's
what?
what I've been
I'm
saying it to
safe.
everybody too.
I'm safe.
Of course you have.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, that's because I have compassion for people. I want people to stay
well,
safe. Okay.
Maybe me not so
I
much,
guess.
but okay,
Damn.
whatever.
Do you know that I was?
just-
Do you know that it's an interesting time? Obviously, and we're not going to talk much about, hardly at all about the C word.
So let's start. Okay,
yeah, so-
C
and-
word.
and let's start the timer.
No.
Okay, yeah,
no.
grab the
No, I
timer.
don't want to.
No,
I don't want
I'm-
to talk about the C word. What I want to talk about
still
is
starting the
what I
timer.
want to talk about is the negativity sometimes. You know, like I've been getting comments that have been pretty negative lately. No,
Yeah,
very
of course.
few,
And let
very
me
few.
let me
Yeah.
interject.
Yeah.
That is because everyone is going through some shit right now.
Yeah.
So everyone is being an asshole.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of funny
But-
because they're like, I watch you because I get distracted, but then you mention the C word.
That's true.
And now
Which
I'm going
is
to stop
true.
watching you.
That is
but,
true.
But I'm not mentioning it much.
I know.
I'm and when I do mention
I
it, it's
think
about
it's-
trying to get past it.
I know, but I think it's
know.
still too much.
We
Still
kind of
too
had
much?
this
Okay. I
conversation
think
too.
it is
that,
Okay.
truly.
Yeah.
All right,
not-
so I'm going to stop.
That's
I'm
what
going to
people
pretend
want.
like
They want
people want to just
something-
pretend like
Listen,
it's not there.
They want
Yeah,
something
for sure.
else
Okay.
to think about.
Let me
right.
just say,
Let me know in the chat if you guys
Let me
agree.
just say one thing.
Say that.
I think that there's enough people talking about it
Yes.
to where that we don't have to.
Okay, well, let's stop talking about it.
100%.
Let's
It's
move
not.
on.
It doesn't mean
Yeah.
that we're ignoring it.
Yeah, well, why you continue to talk
And
about
I'm
it?
just
Because
gonna
you brought
say
it up.
That,
Damn
just like
it.
you said too, we're all in the same boat. Like,
Yeah,
you know
we're all
what?
having our own
Everybody's
struggles.
stuck in the same rut or whatever. We got, you know what? Love our customers. Thank you so much. So many people like
Yeah, no, that is-
ordered
Wish I could just
like
give 'em
the
a kiss.
posters and the stuff like that. And obviously we were backlogged because so many people wanted
So
to.
far
I mean,
back.
we got
Yeah.
a lot of work to do, animal this and that. And
Yeah,
no, it
so
takes a
much.
while to process, make the label, pack the stuff up, times however many orders.
Yeah.
Amen.
And then I had people email and say, "Hey, I placed this order 5 days ago. Where is it?"
Yeah, the postal office is a little slow right now.
They're twofold, and that's what I told Beth. Like, we are really trying to like be on top
Yeah.
as fast as we can because, like, I get it. Like, you're stuck at home,
Oh, yeah.
and you got
Yeah.
not a whole lot going on. You want
Yeah.
this, and where is it? So, like, we're trying, but like,
No,
you
but like
said,
you said,
everything
the
is
customer,
slow.
yeah, and the
and-
customers are been great. You know, as a matter of fact, you know, I mean, it's been wild. You know, with the virtual tours and been been busy every day with virtual tours, which has been amazing.
Yeah.
And we're actually, I was talking to Lori before. You know, obviously, I don't know if you guys know about. Should I not bring this up too soon?
I
Too soon?
asked you not to
Oh,
until
shit.
we had it.
All right, well, I'm not gonna
figured
talk about-
out.
it's
because
not-
you do this and then you screw
No, I
me
think- okay, I'm gonna
because I
I'm
don't
gonna
have
say
it
it.
figured out yet.
I'm going to say it.
Okay,
I just
I'm
have
ready.
to
I
know.
don't even know.
You kill
All right,
me.
so obviously we do Cameo. I mean, Cameo is
God.
you know, whatever. I just want to do kind of. I don't want to create a new app. I don't want to compete with Cameo. I just want to offer personalized messages that could be either from any of us or it could be from an animal. So if you have someone that you like want to have, you know, they may be a bright in the day.
Because we
you
are
know, really
training.
cheap.
We're training the animals to
talk,
speak.
yes.
Yeah, and to
Yeah.
get we
So-
watched Dr.
That is-
Doolittle.
We did watch that Doodler.
Doodler,
But,
Dr. Doodler.
Yeah,
But no,
I've been-
I think it'd be kind of cool because in Cameo you can't really pick an animal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Like you
can.
can't. Well, you could, but you know, I'm just
Why don't we
saying.
just make a Reptarium cameo?
Because I just think it'd be. The
You want
other
to create
thing
a
is,
whole new app?
Well, no. This is the other thing is that I you know, you guys know that
Wanted to do it
I'm
through
always
the website.
yeah through the
Oh.
website, just through the website. I'm not going to
Okay.
create an app. And the other thing is you guys know that I also want the crew to continue to prosper during these times as best we
Yeah.
can. So if someone did want Bruce or Jessica or whomever
Yeah.
else, they could get a cut of that as well. So they could make a few extra
course.
bucks, and if they
No,
people
that'd be
love
awesome.
them too. So
That's
so
cool.
Lori, make this happen. right? Heavenly Knees. Knees. I'm always going to call her Heavenly Knees. Hey guys,
okay.
I'm
That's
glad
who
to
she
see
is
you
to
all
me,
healthy.
too.
No, she's great. I mean, I tell you what.
I hope one day we get to meet Heavenly Knees.
Me too, me too.
She's from Canada, and she
that's
said
enough,
that
yeah.
she I think Ontario, if I'm not mistaken.
Because literally, I want a picture
still
with
not
her and pointing at her knees, like, yeah.
Oh my god! Wait, I can't even pass this up. This is making me laugh so much. This is making me laugh so much. I feel like you do this so much to Mom.
What's that?
You come up with an idea and then you're just like, Mom, so make that happen. And then you're just like, what's the next thing?
Every
Let's
day
go.
of my
Let's go.
life. Like,
Well,
yeah.
you know, I've explained the
Make that happen.
relationship. Explained the relationship, not just with your mom, but Steph and Beth and everyone. Is that
my relationship with wine.
Yeah. That's why. And we're gonna get to that in a minute too. But so I always say I see the letter A. And I see the letter Z, but the alphabet's very fuzzy to me.
Fuck, there's a lot of letters in between.
Right.
There's
And
a
so,
lot of
so I need
letters.
Lori and Beth and Steph to work on the alphabet, and I work on A and Z. That's all. I come up with the idea. I see the end result.
That's so fucked.
No, wait. That is not even the problem. The problem is he promotes the thing as soon as he thinks about it before we figured out everything.
I gotta
look, we have
I gotta
a
read
fish
this.
spa now.
Yeah, I gotta. We do have a.
I laughed so hard, dude.
Yeah, so Tyler King said, sending love, P.S. Carol Baskin killed her husband. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, too. Joshua, hey, what's going on? Thank you guys for the tour with my kids. So happy right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
this
you,
was
Josh.
Joshua.
Was that
They were
today,
that
or-
was saying they were
Oh,
super
cool.
cool. We had a great time with them. I mean, they ask a lot of questions, and that's the thing with the tour, the virtual tours that really make them great is when you have some questions and you can interact, and it's not just. I mean, I can go around and just show animals, which I enjoy doing.
Oh yeah,
but
you
when,
could talk for an hour by yourself all the time, like
Right.
easy. But it's just not as fun.
Yeah, it's fun and so that was a great family. Heavenly again said,
Ohio, you said
wait a second.
Canada.
Wait,
Wow.
she's from Ohio. I'm so sorry.
Heavenly
I knew it was an
means
O.
that
I knew it was
Never
an O.
mind. We
yeah.
take our offer back.
I knew it was an O. It was either Ontario or Ohio.
Yeah.
So I apologize.
Yeah, 'cause-
and
okay.
and
we
you didn't have
can't.
to super chat that, but we do appreciate you. Well, you know, Jay would have found that one throughout the thing. So, but I think that we're gonna do
Whoa.
these
Okay, I'm
shout-outs.
sorry for interrupting, but somebody just said something. T. Pritchard, or whatever the hell your name is, said make the poster into a coloring book.
Oh, that's a
like a
great
coloring
idea.
sheet.
Oh, we
Damn,
actually
That'd be awesome.
We were playing around with an
Yeah,
idea
we
of
had an
doing.
idea
I
of
think
that, yeah.
Jessica was talking to
Yeah.
us
Yeah,
about
that'd be
maybe
cool.
doing some
Yeah,
different
coloring
animals
book.
at the Riptaria.
That's the thing. There's so many things out there, right? And I think
Yeah.
that's the thing. You know, if you can take, you know, right now a lot of people have more time, and I don't want to go all Gary V on your ass or anything like that. But I mean, it is an opportunity to start trying things. You know what I mean? Like if you have an idea, why not try it now? You know
Nothing
what I
else
mean?
to
Like,
lose, right?
Try to catch that elusive stringfish. Actually,
I
you
can't find them.
because March is done. But go ahead.
Yeah, an animal.
screwed.
I am an Animal
But I
Crossing
did catch
widower.
I did
But
catch a blue marlin.
A lot of so I've been listening to a lot of different things, and a lot of people are saying like they're taking this as an opportunity to start, like
Yeah.
to start.
Yeah, just
like
start right.
something new,
Well, it's so
something-
easy when you get in your daily grind of doing things. You're like, oh, this weekend maybe I'll start this, or maybe next month, or whatever. Now people actually have some time, so I would imagine there's going to be some really winning opportunities that come out of this. In 8 months from now, we're going to hear stories of really successful startups that came from you know just the increased amount of time. And you know, but yeah. So, anyways, that's that.
No, I agree.
I want to let's jump.
Thank you, Gary.
Yeah, thank you. No, I would have said a lot more efforts. I've got a prediction though.
That is true. Not
I have a
nearly
prediction.
enough
You
effort.
guys know I like predictions. On this podcast, I've made a lot of predictions.
Yes, Nosta Brian.
No doctors. I said in 20 years, I may retract that now because I think we may need doctors.
That's funny, huh?
Yeah.
How quick that changed. No more fucking doctors. That was like
Wait
a
a
couple
second.
weeks before this.
And by the way, I do want to say this is all dead seriously. The
Okay.
fucking heroes of today are the people, the nurses,
yeah.
the doctors, and the
Anyone in
medical
the
people.
medical field.
I mean,
yeah.
they are doing God's work, and man,
Mm-hmm.
they should be just like we will always, and I too will hold police and fire department and military to the highest. We should now elevate the medical field to the
no,
highest
for
as
sure,
well.
because they're literally front lines right now.
They're
you
putting
know?
their life on the
Yeah.
line every
No.
day to save our lives, and that's something that again military did, firefighters, police did. Now we have to really look at that. So that's pretty
I agree.
amazing. But anyways,
You know,
my prediction.
I
Go
think that you know, it's funny how life does this to us, right? Is that, you know,
Kicks you in the ass.
no,
Oh.
is that, you know, we have these things in front of us,
Yeah,
but we don't get to appreciate it until we like need
almost
to.
lose it. Yeah.
So almost in the same way how I think that 9/11 kind of made us appreciate our firefighters and our
Yeah,
police
I
force
agree.
more
I agree.
is what you're kind of saying about
Yeah.
this whole thing is like, you know, we had a lack of appreciation for the medical.
Yeah, I think
team,
it wasn't.
and now we
yeah,
kinda
yeah, and I don't think it was even a
appreciate
lack of like.
Well, I know I
appreciate-
did.
but really,
I just
never.
didn't
I
think
always,
about them ever.
Well, you know,
right?
yeah, I
How
guess we didn't look
important
at
they
them
are.
as like heroes. We looked at
Yeah.
them like they were doing their job,
Right,
And
exactly.
now we look at it like their job is heroic.
Heroic, yeah.
You know, so. But my next prediction,
Okay.
I think Gary Vee is going to go down.
What do you mean?
Down-
Now, Gary
down
Vaynerchuk,
where?
if people don't know,
Down
I think
where?
that he peaked.
Where's he going?
You know how all social media people seem to peak and then fall off at some point.
Like down
I think
under?
No, I think that like people are going to now stop listening to Gary Vee a little bit because he has kind of preached the work grind and listen, I like Gary Vee. Don't get me wrong. Here's Gary Vee.
It's
obviously
very
here.
interesting you say that
yeah.
because you know what?
What's that?
His messages have been not hitting the right spot with me recently. I'm
Yeah.
just like, you know, I don't want to hear this right now.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, don't tell me how I should be grinding right now. You should just be telling me to fucking appreciate my life right now. And I think that his message doesn't resonate in this time. And
Yeah.
I almost wonder if you're going to start to see some backlash to this like what I call work porn.
I've
you know?
appreciated what he said in the past, but I agree. Like for some reason, just this time, like whenever I see his stuff, I'll watch it, but I'll just be like, ugh.
And he's actually seems like a really compassionate guy. I seriously believe he's a good person. I think he's a compassionate person. I just don't know that in this time maybe we may see a. So, anyways, we'll get past that. Real
No, I
quick,
kind of
just-
understand what you're
Yeah,
saying.
I mean,
though.
I'll be interested. That's just another. I come up with a lot of predictions, you know. So I also predict baseball.
Oh yes, I agree with this.
I
I predict
agree.
baseball
don't.
to be the national sport of the future again. And this is, let me explain why. I think that baseball, I think, may be the first sport back. Right now, they're talking about playing in a neutral field with all the teams, no audience. And if I was running baseball right now, first off, foremost, I'd want everyone to be safe and healthy, right? You want to make sure you're not putting anyone in jeopardy. Got to remember, baseball is the only real sport that has no physical contact.
Very little.
Very little physical contact.
Whatever comes
right?
at the plate,
So they're
pretty much, that's
probably
about it.
safer
Tagging
than
somebody out.
most other sports. So I'm saying if I was the commissioner of baseball right now, I would be first thinking of the safety, second coming up with a plan that actually works, and third put out a nightly game as quickly as I possibly can. Because the whole world, I'm not a sports guy, but the whole world is dying for sports. You know,
Yeah.
they miss basketball, they miss
Yeah.
hockey, they miss all these other things. Baseball, you know, opening day was just last week,
Yeah.
but it wasn't happening. I think that America would sit around their TV every night watching the baseball
Probably.
game.
like
of
back
the
in
thing.
the old days, man.
Like back in the old days. And I
Yeah.
think that baseball, if it does happen, will come out and actually be a resurgence in baseball. That's you know, it's just
I agree.
something to distance ourselves from what's going
All
on.
right.
I don't
we'll
know if
just
it would
write
take
this
over,
down.
but I think that more people would start to watch it, and it just depends with the product that they have. Like you said, there's an opportunity for that to happen, but will the product that they give us be worth our
Well,
time
I think
staying?
I don't know because I haven't watched baseball in a long time, but I think like I'm not a sports guy per se, but I would probably watch baseball right now just to get my mind off of things, and I think that they could
Yeah.
come out a hero.
I could find a lot more things like on Netflix and stuff like
I
that.
know
that
that
I would
I've been
rather
having a hard
to
time
watch.
finding Netflix.
I know because
but-
you're weird. Like you're
Yeah.
very weird with what
Yeah.
you watch.
I
I
am
have
weird,
a
yeah.
much more broader
Yeah.
span of what I will
Yeah.
watch, and anything is better than baseball.
And let's
to
go
me.
ahead and jump
So-
right into
That's
it.
true. Baseball is pretty boring
Yeah, I agree, but I think it would be a distraction.
unless your team is
So we're
Let's-
jumping into
to
something we
Netflix.
have watched.
Netflix,
that you
of course,
obsessed
everyone is
about.
talking about Tiger King.
good. Oh yeah,
Everyone is. You
and
know,
we're
I mean,
checking the
it's-
septic tank, baby.
Yeah, we're checking the septic
we're
tank.
cracking the lid open, and we're
Yeah.
taking a whiff.
So obviously,
Not me.
so
Not
obviously,
me.
so obviously, we're you know
That shit
in a
stinks.
very in a really weird way we're somewhat connected. We know a lot of the players, and
Yeah, that is weird.
It is
and,
weird.
and we
It
know
is
people
weird.
that work at these places
Yeah.
that were in the show. We
It
won't
does
talk
make
about.
it much weirder.
Yeah, I mean, we have personal friends that were in the show, and it does make it more surreal.
Yeah.
But I think that
I don't understand, and I think I just said that I'm laying it out there, how all of these people willingly went onto this show. There's not one person that is on that show that you're not like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, you wonder a couple things. Number one, I think that there's no doubt that there's some egos in that show.
And that's what I think.
Right?
Like, honestly, it doesn't, and I guess that's the difference. I would not want to put myself out there to get popular looking like an asshole. Or putting my shit out there. Like, I would rather not be known than
the jet ski riding fat fuck.
Dude,
that guy.
Oh, yeah, what was up with that?
The fucking
That was
snitch.
Chucky. That was
Fucking
Chucky.
snitch. Dude, all that
ride
guy
off into the sunset.
all that guy did in the entire show was just snitch on people.
Yeah.
The whole show, and you could tell by his emotions in the show
There we
how
go.
happy he
Right
was.
there, exactly. He's like, hell yeah.
Like he felt great.
Who was it that called him Chucky? Because he literally looks like Chucky, just a fat Chucky.
Yeah, he's just
Who was
a fat
it?
Chucky. It's
Yeah.
fucking snitch, dude. It's so annoying.
But anyways,
Oh, it was the guy. Was it Jeff? Is his name or Joe?
oh yeah,
Or Jeff, right?
Yeah, it was
It
Jeff, the
doesn't
other
matter.
guy that's just
it
a
doesn't matter
nasty
what
human
his
being.
name is because he
Name's
was a piece
Chucky
of
now.
shit. You're
Yeah.
right.
But anyways, I mentioned this. I think I told you this, Lori. That talk about the potential. The ironies in this are amazing in the sense that, number one, I think that, Joe Exotic was so obsessed with getting famous
yeah.
that he did all those things that you said
Oh
you
my
would never do to get
goodness.
famous. The Honey Boo Boo of
Oh my
tigers
God.
or something
you
like that.
nailed it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because he was literally out of his damn mind.
Right.
And
But
all he
was
cared
thinking about was
filming everything, even literally when he was saying the most asinine things that you
Yeah.
would never want to put out there, but he still put
Yeah.
the shit out there.
Well, he's so egotistical that he wanted to be famous that he lost his way. But the irony is, one, is that he is unbelievably famous now, but yet he's in
so
jail.
bad, dude.
So
You know,
famous.
so he's maybe one of the most famous people on the planet right
he
now.
did not
is.
work out the way he wanted.
He really is because literally all like famous people on Instagram,
Everybody.
I'm talking
Does
huge
he- all right,
artists, all of this are posting stuff about him,
Yeah.
memes about him,
This
know
is the
his
thing.
name.
Does he
Yeah.
have anybody on
crazy.
the outside that is actually for him? Because
No, I don't think
because
so.
no,
Well,
if
his last husband, maybe.
yeah.
If that, I mean, that
well,
one
if he
seems.
is,
But when that
then
meth
he
dry
should
up-
have
Yeah.
he should have some kind of website like selling his undies, selling his different shit. Because
Exotic
that's
products.
not right. That's what I'm saying. Like
not a
people
bad
would buy
idea.
that shit right now if he had
People
somebody
would-
in his court.
Well, what was interesting is I told you guys our friend Ari
that would be
Manis, who is
Interesting.
I told you guys Ari Manis, who's a friend of ours, who's
yeah.
a comedian.
Did you talk to him?
I didn't talk to him after,
Okay.
but Ari had, he was traveling, cross country with a friend, and he said that he was going to stop by Joe Exotic's place. Now, of course, Jeff runs it,
Yeah.
and it was shocking that even with all of the stuff going on now, it was still open for tours.
yeah.
Which is bizarre.
Can it?
This was just a couple days ago. So he said he was going there, but I
mean, I
haven't
guess
talked to him.
it's-
I don't know if
I
he's
don't
been yet. I don't know if he's going. I don't know
know
what
that
the
it
deal
should
is,
be.
but it's
I
just
don't
kind
know.
of an irony. And then, of course, the other, I think, unbelievable irony out of this is that Carol Baskin might go to jail, I think. You know what I mean? She
should.
got
If they find out that she did
scot-free.
it.
She got off scot-free, and it sure seems like, I mean,
Well,
come
wasn't
on.
it you that told me that they're taking new leads and
Yeah,
stuff?
they said
yeah,
they're
it's
getting
right up
about
here.
6 new leads a day on a
So
23-year-old
crazy.
case.
Which honestly, like, I was dumbfounded watching that show. Like, it pissed me off how cocky she was about it.
Yeah, right?
Because it was almost like, yeah, I got away with it, and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, it
and
felt
it's
like that.
It's kind of like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just going to throw it out there, like the OJ thing. Like, what, you think you have enough money and you can just get away with something? That's
Yeah.
not how it works.
Well, I'm not sure if because she didn't have the money when she did it. Obviously, she got the money 5 years later. But I think again, these people are so crazy and arrogant that they don't realize. Like, so her actions with what she did to Joe by ultimately her, I mean, the one scene that really did disgust me. I mean, there was a lot of things that were terrible, but the one scene was when they like said the guy said Carol Baskin's husband was like, we save the champagne for special things, and then he's like eating a shrimp cocktail, and you're just like, you fucker. Whether you hate Joe or not, you know this guy's going to jail.
That this guy went to jail.
It's a bad thing no matter what. He didn't kill anybody of yours, I mean, yeah, he was a bad guy and all this stuff doesn't.
Like, this is my thing. Even if that was your thought, you don't say that on a documentary in front of people.
So
that's a personal conversation, like between husband and wife. Because, like, I might get that if someone's fucking with you your whole life and they get their just desserts, but you don't put that out there like that.
That's like
funny. That's a rub in the face. Like,
so my point is it's ironic that those guys were celebrating what they did to Joe, and now she made. I mean, talk about instant karma on all fronts.
Yeah.
Joe's in jail. He's famous as ever. Yeah. Carol Baskin could potentially go to prison. And she could go to prison.
And I find it funny because now a lot of people are like, Carol, like they hate her.
Oh,
right?
Her,
Everyone hates her, which is awesome.
Right.
Yeah,
because I won't get into it, but I just think that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, hate her.
Yeah,
and I feel a little bit bad for Joe too, because we had this conversation.
Okay.
One of the things that he's, pretty damn famous for is
singing.
That hair.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Those music videos.
Yeah, those music videos are good.
That hair. And guess what?
He's going to lose it now.
He can't
keep that shit up
in prison. Like, even if he could cut, like, Noah's like, oh, he could cut it. I was like, dude, that bleach blonde shit, you could even see in the end, like, that shit's growing out.
You might be able to sneak a hit of bleach in the prison, though.
I don't know.
Like, if he could sell his booty to one of the guards, and he could get just a little cap of
the guards
that
aren't
bleach.
interested.
Are you kidding me?
Jay,
I know there's some guards hitting some booty.
Jay, your father-in-law was a corrections officer. He didn't sell his booty he didn't take booty for
money,
stuff, did he?
No, as far as I know of, he hasn't taken booty.
I don't think Jay would
he has.
say if he did.
Oh, yes, I would. What are you talking about? For sure.
Are you kidding me?
Out him.
He's watching right now, guaranteed, and he's like, I didn't sell my booty.
I didn't sell my booty. I bet he or someone he knows has bought booty with
cigarettes or something.
Maybe a cigarette, maybe a number 2 from McDonald's. You know what I mean? 2 cheeseburgers,
somebody
and a medium fry. Something.
Oh, for sure. There's crooked corrections.
There's
officers
crooked corrections officers, but I don't think they're getting booty for it.
You never know.
Like,
man.
maybe
what
money.
Do you mean?
Maybe money.
There's at least one booty call in the prison. At least 1, 2, 3,000.
In the realm of whatever.
Yes.
Joe Exotic. Where do you think he ranks in the booty call? Like, if they were going to do it, you think he's like a somebody that
you know how there's
like hell yeah, that's
from behind with the blonde curly.
You know
hair?
how there's like different prices of like hookers and stuff, premium hooker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where would he?
You know what I mean? Cheap one, half teeth, no home.
He's got to be homeless.
40, right?
Be
You know what I mean?
Where would he be?
So I think that with his popularity and who his name is now,
oh my God,
he could be like, hell yeah, I tapped.
I mean, I at least think he's a couple Happy Meal kind of guy.
Couple Happy Meals, okay,
that's fair. Man.
So we got Huckleberry said much love from Montana. Hey, what's going on in Montana? Sharon, of course, is always supportive. I make a talking pet video of Bella. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. We can make Bella videos. We can make animals or people personalized for you guys. I think we got a couple other super chats here real quick.
I agree.
Give me 1 second.
All right, and then let's see. We go where we at here? Oh, we're keeping it going. Rhonda. Hey, Rhonda. Oh, you missed it.
There's like a lot of them.
All right, so we got Rhonda, stay safe. Lori, stay safe. Holler at the free doc opinion. Now, I did talk to Rhonda, my friend who's the doctor. I talked to her the other day to ask her some advice on my ailing health, but now I'm feeling better. What's your thoughts on the earthquake in Yellowstone? It's crazy.
I know.
No.
What in the fucking world is going on right now?
When that
man?
happened, was that the 6.5 or was that a different one?
There was so many the other day. They were all over the world.
Like,
Indonesia.
it's like it's scaring me, man. Like some Mother Nature shit's going on right now. You know what I mean? So obviously, Rhonda said stay safe. So I talked to Rhonda the other day. She's always my go-to doctor here. So hi from Portland. Thanks for the content. Portland is a great place, man. A great place. It's a place that I actually literally, when I went to Portland a couple times, I wanted to move there. That's how much I like that area.
I've never been.
Oh,
Portland,
gosh,
Maryland,
so
right?
good.
Me neither.
No, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon.
There's a Maine. There's a Maine.
Maine.
Yeah, there's a Maine.
Portland, Maine.
I guess I don't know if they're from Maine or from
That's a good point.
Oregon. They could be from either or.
Damn, you know what I just realized?
Rhonda again said,
I lost
your
all my
brain
geography.
never stops.
I lost all my geography they taught me in third
Did you
grade.
ever have
Third grade. All right, we
They
got
made-
KR number
one?
ZE. Yeah, I did. Hey guys, love the podcast and the vlogs. Hope you're staying safe, Lori. Staying safe. Noah wins the next 24-hour challenge. We just talked about. Well, no, you didn't see it because we filmed it.
Be out tomorrow.
It'll be out in the next
Yeah.
day or two. Noah actually fed a bunch of snakes, which we'll talk about in a little bit too. But we talked about the next 24-hour challenge. Do you have any ideas
bit.
yet?
No.
Okay.
I got no ideas.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Said,
It's like
Maria
what-
said a hard one that would be crazy would be the iguanas. Diddy and Dixie's enclosure. That one would be.
That'd be
super
horrible, though.
I
That'd be
Set up a hammock.
That'd be yeah. If you did a hammock, maybe, but it'd be
be cool.
torture if you had to be in there without.
Be cool
that.
to film though.
I don't
Go
know.
from the inside and the outside.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what would be cool? I mean, we're not that famous, so we couldn't do this. But could you
Yeah.
imagine doing a 24-hour challenge where people could sit outside
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
and like cheer you on, like have a whole bunch of people in the
Kind of like
parking
some
lot?
David Blaine shit.
Like David
where he's
Blaine
in
shit.
the ice. Right?
Maybe we should
And it's
do that.
live
For the
stream.
Maybe-
the
you know
grand
what?
reopening.
And it's live
Yeah,
stream.
for that
No,
weekend,
no,
it would have to be
no,
like
no.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
No,
Yeah.
no, but I do think
And it's
I
live
do
stream.
think that there is some potential, not on the opening weekend, if the grand reopening, if there is ever one.
You always poo-poo my ideas.
No, because we're going to be busy with other things. Well, that's the thing. I don't even know what a grand reopen will look like. Do we pass out masks at the door?
No,
I don't know
don't
what's going
even-
to. But it doesn't matter. My
yeah.
point is that I think we could do this where it's a 24-hour challenge where we actually invite people out just to hang out. We can have some barbecue out there.
Oh, yeah,
You'll
food
be
for me.
Yeah, we can
Perfect.
make it and bring it in, but
Perfect.
you'll be, So I think we could do that. I like
I do
that.
too. And like,
Nathan.
people could bring me presents and stuff.
Well, no, you're not. There's
Yeah,
no
well, you can
interaction.
get presents. That's fine.
Yeah, we can get presents.
Well,
Nathan,
maybe.
fellow Michigander here, love the vlogs.
something,
Going to check
something.
out the Reptarium when you guys open back up. I appreciate that.
Thank you,
Nathan.
Nathan.
And I hope that we will be open someday. Can a leopard gecko go through a sex change?
With the proper tools, yes.
Yeah, we're all about that. So a leopard gecko
In the right state of mind.
is temperature sex
That was
determinant.
a super chat?
Yeah, that was a super chat. That was
Yes.
a super duper chat.
We
That
appreciate
wasn't a
you.
VHB.
We
But
appreciate
also, like you were saying, temperature, sex, whatever.
Yeah, we can do temperature sex.
Yeah,
determinant.
exactly.
But once
You
it's a
know-
male, it can't become a female or vice versa. There are animals that
But-
can do that, though.
Yeah, humans. You
Human.
know, yeah.
Well, yeah, but
you get
not-
cold
not-
enough, and then the pee-pee sucks in, whoop, and then you got a vagina.
No, that's
Doesn't
not
work
how
that
that
way.
works.
I mean,
No.
I'm sure
That's what
some
my health
people like
teacher
it that
told me.
way.
You just have a really small penis. You're still not.
Did your mom just call you out?
Damn, dude.
Damn.
Your mom has seen since you were a baby. She
Oh my
saw that
god,
stuff,
I'm
man.
rocking that micropene.
The macroponus. The macroponus.
Yo, that's crazy. Raw dogs for life.
But there are,
Wrong
believe it or not,
podcast.
there are lizards, monitored lizards and stuff like that. If there's two females that grow up together, they
can have a
actually
sex
one
change?
will actually go turn into a male.
But they
But
are
not
not
leopard.
That's
leopard.
incredible.
Not leopard geckos.
Not
Yeah.
leopard.
That's incredible.
It
you
is
know?
incredible. So we did do some feeding yesterday. It'll be out in the next
No.
couple days. And you did the feeding, which
I
was
did
pretty
the feeding,
awesome.
I know.
Which was pretty
and
awesome.
I messed up a couple times.
did
Jay,
great.
I wouldn't
You
say
did great.
messed
Jay
up. I
and
wouldn't messed up.
Jay
I
can
wouldn't say-
back me up. I felt attacked.
He
Attacked?
was so attacked.
I know, dude. I was like,
What?
He was
I
like-
tried to get the head, and then it got the body.
Yeah.
And then you were like, you got to get the head, son. You got to get the
You're,
head.
you're never
That
going
was
to take
not-
over this
And I
family
was just
business
like,
if you
I'm
don't get the head.
sorry, I'm trying.
not-
I'm
that was not-
trying.
He was
I
crying in the
crying.
corner
I
for
was
so
not-
long.
That
it
is
was
not
like
the way
high
I meant
school
it.
sports all over again.
Jesus Christ.
No.
No, listen.
I
So
don't
the
get
deal
what
is,
she's trying to do to me.
I don't know. What
She's trying to do something, Dad.
Yeah, she's
That's
breaking you
not how
down,
high
dude.
school sports went.
I know.
And I don't have a micropene.
No. So obviously, when you're feeding a snake, you
It's
want,
normal
you
size.
want,
Nothing more.
I'm out. I'm doing my whole damn podcast because this is bullshit. I don't need this shit.
so obviously, when you're feeding a snake, you want the snake to bite the head,
Yes.
if at all possible. And you did a very good job. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry if you felt
I
attacked.
thought I did pretty good too.
You did
honestly.
do good. And it's hard because you have to anticipate a snake's strike to where the thing is. So it's very easy to like have the
Yeah.
animal in a position it strikes and then it catches the middle of the body. And it's just a little bit whatever. I mean, and that's fine. But I think overall you did really well. And the
Yeah.
biggest thing is you fed some stuff like Casper and Sunfire and
Yeah.
some stuff that are pretty reckless, you know, Night Fury.
Yeah.
And you didn't even, I mean, the only thing that you almost got bit by was Ace the D'Albert's python.
And that was
Yeah.
close.
And that was close. I saw that footage today. It was
like
close.
No, I'm telling you, I felt it. Like
Yeah.
I felt the wind. Like
Yeah.
it was no more than an inch away.
It was
from my
about
finger.
it was about an inch away. Yeah, about an inch away from
I
the
could sense
finger.
it.
But it's lightning quick too.
It was so fast. I didn't see it. I felt it.
Yeah,
I was just like, oh wow, that almost got me.
yeah. So regardless, so we did that, and we talked about the 24-hour challenge and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I thought it was a good thing. Hopefully, people will like it.
Yeah, I'm
You want me
excited
to
to
hit
see
it
how it
real
goes.
Give
quick?
me, let me
Yeah,
scroll
yeah.
up.
We'll scroll
Holy
up with you.
crap, you guys are killing on the super
Yeah,
chat.
thank you guys for
And
thank you guys for everyone that's even in the chat, and
Yes,
super chat, and,
and
everything
for
like that.
anyone listening prior to this live
it was
stream,
go
we
up,
are
no,
going
go
to
up.
be
No, this is it. I promise you.
we are going to be reading some super chats right now, so don't get confused.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. All right. So, can I get a shout out for the second line of defense, retail workers? We're risking our health. I agree with you 100%. The people that are at the stores.
I think of all the
Yeah.
cashiers and stuff that have to interact with the
Yeah.
people.
No. And listen, as long as we have
Wait.
what's that?
Did you see what she said? A
What?
guy hit me in the face with a handful of change today.
Oh,
She said that
You know
people are
what?
taking their fears out on the retail workers.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
man.
that's
God.
bullshit.
You know,
I am so
listen.
sorry that happened because
Scorch,
nobody deserves
Scorch,
that
I
shit.
give you permission
Yeah.
to punch that fucker in the
Yeah,
face
I'm
next
surprised
time, all
you
right?
didn't. I would have.
And if
Yeah, that's pretty
we'll,
fair.
If
we'll,
not, we'll
we'll-
send Lori there.
Yeah, and we'll start a GoFundMe if you get fired, man. So don't you worry about that. Just punch
That's
that dude.
horrible.
That's like I told my kids. Yeah, always
is a
fight
good
back.
one.
Don't take
Oh
shit.
my God, Corona started in Carol's meat grinder. Oh my gosh, Andy Gams, premium hookers are the best. They-
All right, we're just gonna leave that
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Okay,
Well, you
next.
definitely want. Hey, what's up, Mike? What's going on? The jeweler guy, what's up? Sorry, I'm late.
Definitely
How are you
going.
all tonight? We're
Thank
doing really
you.
good. Thanks,
Yes.
dude. I appreciate you as always. I hope you're well as well. Let's see. We got Dwight.
I lost the
Says,
M&M.
look, so forward to watching your podcast. Your positivity is infectious. Well, we
Clearly,
try our
he's
best.
talking about you. So
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Lori's always positive. Jose,
Ha!
just for the love. What's that?
I was laughing at your joke.
Yeah, that's true. All right, then we got Lindsay
Oh, yes,
Ray.
this is a good
Glad
one.
you're feeling better. How's the paper towel situation?
Funny you mentioned that.
Funny you mention it. Listen, you guys are awesome.
Yes.
To start with, you guys are awesome.
And Brian again drives me crazy.
Yeah, so I shouted out that we needed some paper towel, and we do. You know, I mean, we're getting by. We're getting enough to get by.
Yes.
But listen, people, the kindness of their heart, sent us a few boxes of paper
Thank
towel,
you.
which is
No,
great.
We appreciate it.
they are.
But it's not like we were ever out.
Yeah.
Normally, like most businesses, so I like to buy enough to keep us through the month. And obviously, you can't do the bulk buying. So
Right.
we never were out.
No,
And
but
then
we're close.
But I knew that I wasn't going to be able to do that. So I was trying to figure out what are we going to do. And even if we can just buy week to week, which is what we are able to do, is fine.
Are we?
Yeah.
Are we really? Are you just saying that because you think I'll stress out?
The smile, dude. Jeez.
Yeah, just sip your wine.
Thank you for sending it. But
It was
we are
nice.
good. Yes, you
It's nice.
don't have to do that.
I appreciate that.
I'm sorry. I am not the person. I don't watch the vlog every day, but I can always tell what the vlog is about.
Yeah.
Between the emails or what people say or what comes in the mail, and
Yeah.
I'm like, why the fuck are we getting all of this
Yeah, why are
paper towel? What is going on?
I know,
Well, you
right?
guys are great, and we love you for your support.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's awesome to have people like that.
No, yeah,
we get so much stuff, man. Like so many
Hundreds of sloths in all different
Yeah,
forms.
we've got so much sloth stuff. I mean, I could wear sloths.
Shit.
You can make a whole
365
gift shop
yeah.
of
You
just
could.
sloth stuff.
Yeah.
We have so much stuff, like, and our place is a clutter because of it.
Yeah,
and
no,
it's,
especially my office.
it's cool that people send us stuff, but oh my goodness, we have a lot.
I love it though.
It is
I
cool.
mean, it is cool, and we appreciate it. I at least I do.
I know,
mean,
I do too.
And
It's
I love,
awesome.
and we got some really cool sloth pajamas today. So that
Really?
was dope.
A
Sloth
full
pajamas.
family set.
No,
But you guys can
Just
share.
ones for Dad. He's wearing
No,
them
they
tonight.
are 100%
Oh,
for
are they-
Lori.
are they
They're
soft?
they're
But he-
girls.
but
They're
he's-
girls' pajamas.
But
I know.
he's gonna wear them tonight.
That's what
That's
Lori
fine.
says. Sharon says, just for the love.
your
Thank you so
figure.
much, Sharon.
Thanks, Sharon, for the unicorn.
Rhonda, again, Noah should do a 24-hour challenge in the massage room and put a bunch of snakes in there, put a camera in the window. stream. Just let him loose in the thing.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
That is a very bad idea.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah.
I don't see
Very
one way
bad,
that
not
can go
gonna
wrong.
happen.
I don't think it's a bad idea. Christine, hey, how are you? Oh,
Might as
we
well get
lost ya.
Matilda involved.
It just
right?
lags. So
yeah,
sorry.
Christine Kilroy, our friend forever. Thanks for the continuing with the podcast and the vlogs during this stressful time between your podcast, Nerd's podcast. We love Nerd as well. There's some other great stuff out there too. But we're here for you. Jimmy just says Governor is
Christine.
canceling school for the year. That was no surprise. Speaking
Sorry,
of, I wanted to
Jimbo.
talk about really quick before I get into any more of those. Is that let's talk about podcasts a little bit for a second. Number one, I think that we are going to work maybe as early as Friday on a Skype podcast.
Yeah.
So that we can bring like Eric into the podcast or
Others.
for us, we can bring other people. Like we have Coyote Peterson from Brave Wilderness wants to come on, but he wants to
We had a lot
Skype
of people
in.
lined up that
that just can't
obviously
travel
we can't
now.
do that now, so yeah.
So I think we're going to start as early as Friday having the opportunity for us to Skype in somebody that way. And obviously,
That'd be cool.
yeah, obviously we've mentioned this before, or well, I don't know, you guys may not have heard this obviously, but we're in Michigan in a shelter in place, right? And we do the podcast at work where we are essential because we are taking care of animals and stuff like that. It wouldn't be a good look for us to have Eric come when he's not taking care of animals. And I mean, what message are we sending if we're like, oh yeah, Eric can come and do a podcast? So we don't want to stop doing it. But
and the truth is, it's not even just a look; it's the truth. Like we're supposed to be sheltering in place, and he's not. You know what I mean? That he's not been around us.
Yeah.
right.
So we're not
we don't
supposed
want
to be
we don't,
interacting.
we
with
don't want to
people
infect
that-
him.
Right,
We don't want him to affect us, stuff like that. And it's a bad message anyway. So Skype could work with Eric if you guys figure that out. I know Eric said
I'll
that
have to talk to him.
Yeah, he said he was worried about broadband a little bit, but other Skype we can definitely do for sure. Like I said,
We're working on it. We're playing with a few options.
I think by
that
next week,
people-
I hope next Wednesday we have
our tech guy's working on it, so we should be able to.
He said he was going to
to
have an answer of exactly how we could do it by tomorrow for me.
That's
So
good.
so we should be good to go. Then you're doing a podcast tomorrow, but not our podcast. Yeah,
That's right. I think it's called Trap Talk, the Snake Trap.
yeah, Snake Trap. Yeah,
Snake Trap.
Trap
No, I
Talk?
think it's called.
yeah, or Trapped. Yeah, I
called-
agree. Yeah,
What
Some-
kind of podcast
It's like the
is
trap.
this?
It's MJ's podcast. I'm bad with names in general,
kinda
so it's hard. But
trap and what?
I think it's called the Trap Talk
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
with MJ. But
what
I
does
don't
he
even know
trap?
what we're gonna be talking about. I really don't. He came to the Reptarium, he asked me to do it, and I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna do that tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep you guys updated if you want to check it out. I'll have it on
So
my
that's,
Instagram
that's your
story.
first appearance on someone's podcast. So you
Uh,
excited
look
about
at
it?
you.
You nervous? You're what? Do you
I'm
think?
not nervous.
Not nervous.
Look
Okay.
at you
No.
go. Nobody's asked me to be on a podcast.
I've
Well-
actually gotten a few people reached out to me for podcasts, but
No, I had an idea.
I know.
it's hard because a lot of them have been reptile podcasts, and I haven't listened to it, so I don't know if all they talk about is reptiles. But honestly, I don't know too much, so like I don't want to go on necessarily
Yeah.
a completely reptile podcast because
No.
I'm not necessarily the biggest.
Yeah, reptile
Like-
expert. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
so I hope that I'm gonna do it tomorrow, and I hope that we can have some fun.
I think
outside
you
of
guys
that.
will have fun. I think you can talk
But we can
about all
also talk
kinds of
about some
stuff. Yeah,
stuff,
yeah. I
too.
think you guys will talk about all kinds of stuff, not having to do with reptiles. But
Right.
I did want to tell you guys, I was actually happy. MJ, of course,
Mm-hmm.
did the podcast with Forrest and Steve Cush, and Desiree is taking Forrest's spot in the podcast. So that's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
That's super awesome. So
Cool.
Desiree is going to carry on that, and myself and Kevin McCurley are going to go on the
Is that a
podcast
weekly
every Friday night.
Friday
Okay.
night?
I think or Thursday. I can't remember what day it is. I think it might be Friday night.
Friday, 'cause
Up
Thursday's
against
tomorrow.
Noah. So,
Yeah, yeah.
all right.
Kevin from Nerd and myself are going to go on with Desiree, MJ, and Steven
Cool.
at some point in the next couple weeks. I don't know when it is. I was just excited about the fact that she,
yeah, no,
yeah,
I'm happy
she's
for her.
Yeah,
and
she's
that's-
doing
yeah,
great. She's doing great. I mean, we're so proud
all
of her.
things, yeah, considered.
Yeah, we're so proud of her, and obviously Steve, Cush is doing a great job of keeping the animals up, and sounds like we've been getting rodents from Cold Blooded Cafe, so they're running on paths, so they're doing good. All things considered, you can only imagine, how that feels. So, anyways, I just thought that was a little bit of good news
That is
that she was carrying on. I did want to, since we're on to the next topic,
Yes.
it's going to have to do with what happened last week, Wednesday.
Oh, what happened?
What happened?
So we did the podcast, And for those of you guys that know, I sincerely, Lori, don't stop reading the stupid chat.
That's
you're
why
in the
they're there.
No, but you're part of the podcast.
Okay. Oh,
so
okay, I know.
Lori really doesn't. I mean, everyone thinks she probably drinks all the time because they only see her on the podcast drinking.
I
But the
do,
truth
because
is,
I'm married to you.
yeah, that is true.
Also true.
But you really don't drink much. I mean, usually Wednesday's the only day you really drink.
Yeah.
Maybe once in a while on
And
the
I
weekend
just
you might
drink
have
to
one.
get through the podcast.
Yeah,
to
get
be
through
honest,
the podcast. So she had a couple. You know, she kicked back a couple glasses of wine last, and so
2,
we
3,
yeah 2,
4,
3.
5.
So when we were done, she went upstairs and we hadn't eaten.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Hey, I'm going to order from the cafe down the street so we could pick it up, carry out, not touching anything or anything like that." So she calls, and then what happened? We went and picked it up. We went home, and then what happened?
Well, I noticed, like partway home, I went in my purse and I didn't have my phone. So I was like, "Oh shit!" Obviously, I left it on my desk or something like that because I was sitting on my desk when I ordered. So I was like, "Whatever, I'll get it in the morning." And then I get into work in the morning and I'm looking around. I don't see it anywhere. I'm like, where the hell is my phone? And I start tearing apart my office and Beth starts looking with me. We tear everything apart. And I'm like, this is weird as hell. Where the hell is my phone? Can't find it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew I had it. Like I said,
Yeah.
I literally ordered the carryout with my phone
Yep.
in my office.
And we went right-
before we
yep.
left,
Yep.
walked out from there to the car across the street, which I didn't have it with me when I crossed the street. So it's not like I left, even though I
Yep.
called the restaurant and said, did you find a phone?
Mhm.
No. I even drove over there and checked the parking lot. Did it fall out of my car, my purse?
Mhm.
Nothing. And yeah, it just disappeared.
It just
Into
disappeared.
into thin air.
Into thin air.
Yeah, and then just
Gone.
by chance, your mom called me on the Reptarum line to tell me that she couldn't find her phone, and
Right.
she was pretty upset. A couple cuss words and stuff like that later.
Mm.
But then within an hour, Noah,
Yes.
go ahead.
Yes. I was taking a
Friday or Thursday was a shitty day.
So
Go ahead.
yes, so she lost her phone on Wednesday night, and Thursday morning comes around, and I get up, breathing that fresh hit of that OXO gin, and I head to the bathroom, right? Go, let out those toxins from last night,
Right.
clearing the
Wait,
pipe.
TMI on
You know what
this.
I mean?
So
Yeah.
I'm clearing that pipe, you know what I mean? Bring the snake out, you know what I mean? And so I put my phone on the counter, safe spot. It's on the counter.
Yep.
I'm not touching it.
It's those
right?
fucking earthquakes, man.
No way I could break it from not touching it, right?
Right.
right.
I get a vibration notification. You know what I mean? When
Shut
sometimes your phone vibrates when you get a notification.
Mm-hmm.
Vibrates, falls right off the fucking counter, right face down, right onto the ground. Bang! I see that, it's still on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, oh yes, thank you, Jesus. Yes, Lord, thank you. Right? That's what I thought when I saw that it was still on. So I pick it up and I'm touching it. And nothing's working. Nothing's working.
Yeah.
And so it broke. And
Yeah. So
no been able
in
to
one
fix it
day,
since.
Thursday, we lost our phone, Lori,
yes,
and you broke your
and
phone.
I broke my phone.
So now 2 of my family I can no longer get a hold of,
yes,
in touch with.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we searched everywhere. Mainly you searched everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I searched the house because I was searching, just to see.
I knew it never made it home.
Same,
like I
me
said.
too.
Yeah, but I was just thinking. But what did I say? I said, so it's, it took you a while. It took like 5 days to get a new phone.
Oh,
It was such a pain in the ass.
this
Yeah,
was
6.
a freaking nightmare
Mm-hmm.
because then I just spent the whole day. Like once it was gone, I'm like, what are my options?
Mm-hmm.
And then was it Friday that I finally was like, okay, I have to get a new phone because
Right.
it's nowhere. So then I'm calling Apple, seeing what's going on. Guess what? My coverage is just for breakage, not for theft or loss.
Oh, so
Much to my
stupid.
surprise.
Yeah, you have to do a 2-tier, right?
Yes,
It's
it was,
like-
and I obviously opted out of that one. I don't remember what I pick. I just picked the Apple
Yeah,
Care, you
right.
know. And I was like, shit. So I got to buy a brand new phone because
Yep.
it's not covered. So then I'm like, well, what are my options there? And then they put me on hold. Like I was on hold I was doing my work
Mm-hmm.
with my, with the work phone on speakerphone because I
Yeah.
got too much shit to do. I can't not do it. It literally took me hours hours of going back and forth trying to figure out if I had coverage. Could I get a new phone? Finally, no, I don't. Which I get. In these times, stores aren't open. So all that it is people on the phone. It takes forever to get a person, and nobody, honestly, I think that anybody can get a job now for this customer service for Apple, Verizon, all of these places that are closed because these dumb fucks don't know what's going on. Literally, the one guy I talked to when I finally found out that my phone wasn't covered, I said, I was trying to figure out, he's like, oh yeah, you got to do this, this, and that. I'm like, well, how do I do that? He's like, I don't know. I've only had Android.
But you work for Apple.
You work for Apple, yes.
You're
I was
fired
like, are
right
you
now.
fucking kidding me right now? Like, you don't have the answer. You work for Apple, and then you just told me all I've ever had is Androids?
Yeah.
This doesn't sound professional. No. It doesn't sound like somebody that would be hired by Apple.
Yeah,
like I can't imagine the
just...
Apple people would be happy to know that that's what your customer service is telling me.
Yeah.
So this is the state of mind I'm in after literally several hours. And then, like I said, I'm pricing it out. All they're giving me are all the retail prices, which, you know, the phones are asinine priced. Yeah. And I was just totally overwhelmed. I like wrote them down. I'm like, I can't even deal with this right now. I'm just trying to get my work done. Because that was the day, too, with it. You weren't feeling good.
No,
and
I
you
was
stayed
sick. Yeah,
home
I stayed
that
home
day
because I was sick.
because you weren't feeling good.
Yeah.
So I had,
that was a bad
it was
day.
a shitty day because I'm doing my stuff. I had to cover your stuff, like all this other things. And so then I called you and I'm just like, I don't have time to be on the phone. Can you at least call Verizon and try to figure out how much if I buy a phone? So then I throw it on you and Jade to help me, and you guys kind of did, but unfortunately, somehow the 2-day shipping that whatever you guys figured out ended up taking like 4 or 5 days.
Right.
So I didn't get a phone until yesterday.
But then, you know, I can't help but notice that you have a couple phones right now. So
I
today,
put the other one back.
I gotcha. So I had said from the beginning that this phone didn't just disappear.
Yeah.
We were going to find this
Obviously.
phone. We were going to find this phone, and I thought it could be months from now, but we were going to find it.
Is it fell out of a bag or a purse between the door and where I park, right out front, and somebody picked it up. That's the only option of it not being.
But
here.
that wasn't what happened.
What happened? What happened this morning, Mom?
I don't know what happened. It was weird as hell. So we got the new phone yesterday after another shit show I'm not even going to talk about. But we got it turned on. So I take Phoebe. She's bugging the shit out of me all morning. I'm trying to work. I'm like, fine, I'm going to take you for a walk. So I have this little like kind of satchel, you know, that covers.
It has her treats.
It has dog
and,
treats.
it
It carries the poop bags, the
Yep.
whole 9 yards. So I put my sweater on. I put that. I'm like, okay. So we go for the walk. She does her business. We come around, you know, through the back door. When we come in, you know, it's the same. You know, you just do the routine. Always the same.
Right.
I take her leash off, put that in the thing. I take this thing off. I put it up where it goes. I turn around. Beth came. She was talking to me from her office. So I walk over there to answer, and she's asking me a question. I look down, and there's a phone in my hand. And I was like, where the fuck did this come from? Literally what I said.
It's true. I actually walked in and said it.
She looks at me, and I flip the phone over, and it's my phone. The one that's been missing. And I'm like, how the hell did this get in my hand? And like, I don't even remember it clearly. So normally when I walk Phoebe, and it was weird too, because this is the other thing. So I walk through the back and I have my cart, and I had this new phone on the cart sitting there. And I thought as I walked by, I was like, oh, I didn't even take my phone with me when I took her for a walk.
Right.
Because usually if I do, there's this little pocket that I'll stick it in.
Yeah.
And I was like, son of a bitch. I said, that obviously must have been in this thing. Like, I literally didn't even I still don't remember taking it out.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and we didn't. You didn't walk Phoebe that night either, so I don't know how you could have stuck it in that pocket.
I didn't order the food and take her for a walk. So how the hell?
3/4 bottle of wine is how.
Yeah.
I'm not
So
gonna
regardless,
lie. All I remember is calling for the food. I was trying to walk through. What else did you do as you left? Clearly, I grabbed my shit, but like it was fuzzy because.
I know.
And how the hell I grabbed
how
the dog thing and stuck it in there and put it back? Like that doesn't even make sense.
You know how I know you were having a good night?
Why is that?
So that night, she comes home, right? She's feeling good.
Yeah.
She's like, She's like, oh, I lost my phone. I'm like, oh, you'll find it tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, we get settled down. I don't know what we were doing. Maybe threw on a movie or something. And it got to snack time. Okay.
Oh,
so
snack
Mom,
time.
she we just got done cooking pasta. So we had a pasta pot like with some sauce in it or whatever in the sink.
Right.
Mom goes over to get some ice cream, and she like grabs her spoon, right? She grabs her spoon out, drops it, lands right into the pot.
Oh.
Okay.
The pasta pot.
The pasta pot. What she do? She picks it up, rinses off with water. I say, hey Mom, that's gonna.
I forgot about
I say, hey Mom, that's gonna taste like spaghetti.
No, you didn't. You said you're not doing that. That's nasty. I'm like, it's fine. Water washes it off.
Exactly. I'm like,
And so do ice cream taste?
So I say that's gonna taste like spaghetti, and she says, no, it's not. It's fine. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Live your life. You're living your life.
I did.
Yeah.
But it's gonna taste gross.
Yeah.
She eats her ice cream, the whole fucking thing,
I eat it.
all gone.
I eat the pint.
right?
A pint is a single serving. Whatever.
I'm back in the kitchen, right? She comes out, empty ice cream tub, and there's some soup on the counter. She uses her fucking ice cream spoon and starts eating fucking cold chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, that was my chicken noodle soup.
Exactly.
It was
She's
good.
scarfing it down.
I didn't want to waste it because it's good.
I say, hey Mom, that's disgusting.
Yeah, you got
Okay?
spaghetti, ice cream,
you're
chicken
disgusting.
soup.
And she says, I'm not gonna lie, kind of tasted like spaghetti while I was eating my ice cream, but I don't give a fuck. And then she just threw her thing in the way and went to bed. I was just like, wow, like
That was some good wine
and
right there.
that's how the phone got into the doggy bag.
Yeah. She also lost her wedding ring as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now
where
that's
that
gone
is.
for
I
good.
don't
Yeah,
know
that's
where
gone.
That's gone. Wedding ring
How
gone.
crazy is that?
Yeah, so we
She
got to
just
slow down on
lost
the
it.
wine
I found
consumption
the,
today.
I found the food today. Or
You know,
the
don't
phone
lose anything today, please.
So
Yeah,
hopefully,
please, yeah.
Did
the
somebody
ring will
fart?
turn
Come
up.
on, guys.
I
Somebody
didn't.
fucking farted.
It
Jay,
wasn't me.
Jason.
I'm too far away. I'm
Mom.
socially distanced.
Bullshit.
It doesn't smell on this side.
I promise
it doesn't
you.
smell on this
I'll
side.
tell you. I'll tell you right now.
You called me micro P. I smell dookie. You farted. I smell it. You are a liar.
You know what I'm gonna go for? Whoever
smell
smelled
that?
it, dealt it. Because
I don't
don't
smell it
try
on
to
this
blame
side.
it on me.
Noah would say it though. Straight up.
And I did not ever call you micropene.
Yeah, she,
I gotta have a second.
Oh my gosh, this podcast is going downhill quick.
it's
I
off
tell
the
you.
rails.
It's off it.
All right.
Air it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Don't do it this
I
way.
can't even believe that you're trying to put this shit on me.
You think I farted?
I didn't do it.
Just sit down.
okay.
Just sit down.
And Brian doesn't ever fart.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I'm like Kim
and
Jong
it
Un.
smells like one of the ones that never come out. So
Yeah, that's true.
You know
Come
where
over
I'm
here.
looking.
Come on over here. Smell my butt.
I'm not smelling
Smell
your
my butt right
I'm
now.
not smelling your stinky monkey butt.
Smell it.
Smell his butt, dude.
You'll
No.
smell it. You'll find
it's
it's
good.
I'm
not
not
me.
good
gonna
content.
smell your
It's
butt.
good content.
It's good content.
No.
You want to check some of these?
Okay, so we got Gino. Damn, Noah, you think you could break a Cheerio? What?
It's for his
I
macabre.
don't think so. I think
Oh,
I
see
could
what you-
fit.
gonna-
Break
gonna
Cheerio.
lag
I
real
see what you
quick.
got. I
Never
got you.
said that.
Okay, so
it might
these are
lag
just
real
some super
fast.
chats,
God.
guys. It might lag a little bit here. KRZE. Didn't we already say this? Oh, my name is Sam. The other name is Craze, and that's my music channel. I've been starting because you guys, and Jay is going to come to sit at the table
Awesome,
one day.
Sam.
You know, Jay obviously pipes in, but he's running the board, so it's kind of
Yeah.
impossible for him to sit at the table.
The only
and
thing
run
that
the
could
board.
happen is maybe one day we would have a camera here.
Yeah, I think
but-
we will. I think when we do the new podcast room, whenever that happens, it was supposed to already happen, but Stuart from Universal Rock was going to come up and help, and obviously we can't travel and all that stuff. So when that happens, I think having a camera
Yeah.
that goes on you would be a good idea.
It just
We can
so I'm
do
not
that.
a disembodied voice. Which
Yeah,
is,
yeah. Thanks for doing this weekly. Love you all. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. We got Snowball
Just for
says,
you.
can you guys do a Reptarium animal painting collection? Wow. You know what? For example, the lizards walk on. So yes, we've been talking about this literally since you've been here,
It
Jay.
literally it's on a whiteboard.
It's on a
whiteboard.
I bought the shit. And
Yeah, you
never
bought the
did
paint.
it.
Yeah, we bought
I
the
bug
paint
him
and
once
everything.
a week about it.
Yeah,
for
so we
sure.
bought the paint. So yes, Snowball, we will absolutely do that. Thank you for your
Thank you,
support.
Snowball.
But
I
yeah,
love
we
you.
will do that. We were talking like
We
I
should
think
just
Matilda.
do it this
yeah,
week, man.
Maybe we will.
We have nothing else going on.
Yeah,
maybe on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday.
Let's see. Start breeding advice on feeding and temps. I don't know what animal you're talking about, so I don't know. I will tell you that feeding is one of the most crucial things when it comes to breeding animals.
I will tell you that there are so many videos in our catalog
Yeah, that's the other
that
thing is,
have
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Like,
Hundreds, guys.
you've got nothing better to do screen through
Yeah,
because
we
holy shit.
I pretty much
how
have
many
walked
have
through.
we done?
I've walked through for the last 12 years. I've walked through every breeding step, but I don't know what animal you're thinking about breeding. But food is a big thing. But yes, you will find lots of breeding stuff in our Snake Bites TV as well as the vlog. Sandra said, thank you for keeping my kids company through all of this. We love you all. Hugs and kisses. Thank you. And listen, we take our responsibility very seriously about the fact that you guys have been there for us for so long. And let's see.
Yeah, some of them fell away.
Yeah, it just lags a little bit. So we've got let's see.
This is the next one right here.
I think it goes back to Rhonda, my girl Rhonda. Lori, does Brian have an iPhone? If it's the same plan, you can no.
Doesn't work when your phone's dead.
Yeah, it doesn't work when your phone's dead, and it also doesn't work when the Apple guy tells you to remove your device.
Oh Jesus!
From the iPhone, find your iPhone.
That was the other.
That's what he said. He said, Lori said, "Are you sure? Are you sure I should remove it?"
First thing you need to do is this, and I'm like, literally, I was
and
like,
it happened to you too.
Yeah,
he was trying to get Noah to do it too, and I said, just hang up, don't do it.
Yeah, and guess what? So, yeah, my phone was broken, so I was trying to get a solution, and yeah, he was trying to get me to delete my device and pretty much all the data off my device as well.
Yeah, like
I don't know why he wanted to.
This is the problem.
What was wrong with your phone though? Like, why would you do?
Just the screen doesn't work. Yeah.
Well, my screen doesn't work, but her phone was just lost.
In order to do anything,
made no sense for either one.
You should never remove it from your thing.
No,
and that's I was like, I don't know, but again,
I think it goes back to your point where you were saying, I think they're just hiring people to hire people.
For the overload, because they
don't know what they're doing.
And there's some guy, there's like these guys like, hey, look, we can get them to remove their phone. They're screwed.
Yeah.
They're screwed.
They might just be fucking with us.
And then that's the thing. Like, Noah's screen doesn't work. You call it screen paralysis? What was it?
They call it touch disease.
Touch disease.
Oh my God, even the phone's getting it.
Yeah, so how in the world would removing your data change that? No. He's like, we need to blank out your data. It wouldn't, exactly.
Because there's something inside of the phone that got unplugged when my phone hit the ground.
Yeah, 100%. That makes the most sense.
That's what happened.
Right, yeah. And it can get it fixed, but not by deleting it.
Exactly.
Nicole Foot said, so glad I was able to watch you all live. Thank you so much, Nicole. We appreciate you. Brittany says, Brian, have you figured out what to put in that extra enclosure? Bat eater would be dope. I do like bat eaters, but I think so. There's a couple things. Number one, a lot of people talked about. As a matter of fact, you'll see this in a video. Jay, remind me. I need a thumbnail. I got to talk to you about that. I need a basilisk. Okay. So
I found a good picture online, actually.
Yeah, I saw that picture. That was in the video. I'm thinking about maybe putting some green basilisks in there. I think they would be really good. Those are called plumifrons, really beautiful animals. Jay, you want to pull that shit up?
You got it. I'm
pull
already
up.
on
You guys,
dude.
You guys can take a look at
a vegetable.
Basilisk.
I thought it was like
Yeah, no, it's really. These are cool. You'll like these. No, I know. I know your thing.
Oh wow.
They look like a Pokemon.
Let's get one.
Yeah. So these are
awesome.
are the males. The females, of course, don't have the big plumes. That's why they call them plumifrons.
Oh wow!
Look at that.
They also do call these Jesus lizards because these are the ones that can run across
water.
Out. Yeah, these can run across water.
Wow. We'd have to get a cool little water strip for it.
I thought the Novas could do that.
Well, Nova, no, they really don't run.
They run on their hind legs.
They run on their hind legs, and some people mistake them. But these ones are the actual
to the right.
Jesus. As a matter of fact, Jay,
left, up. Yeah, that one.
Jay,
Wow.
see if you can punch up a video of basilisk running on water.
That's beautiful.
Because I mean, it's pretty cool. So yeah, they run the same way as Nova does on their back legs, but the frillies don't actually run on water. Whereas the plumifrons are the ones that run on water. This
stuff makes me want to watch
some Nat Geo shit.
Yeah, a documentary with.
Yeah, so it says, this one says Foreman. Meet the Jesus lizard. And we have to be careful. Let's not play this, Jay. Let's get out of this, Jay.
Yeah, it's not up on the screen.
Because they will copyright us. Nat Geo is really, really
just
bad
a YouTube one?
Yeah, YouTube one. Yeah, there you go.
This is okay?
I think that'll be all right.
Rate my science.
Let's just see where
I'm
we
going
can
to just wait until the right moment, and I'll switch it over.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we're going to hopefully get some footage there. Yeah, so if you even use a clip from Nat Geo, they'll copyright the entire thing. There you go. Did you see it?
Maybe they could Google it themselves.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty cool. Check that out, though. Look at this thing.
It's ripping, dude. It's ripping.
Look at this.
How deep's that water, though, you think?
Oh, it looks like
a lake?
It's deep enough.
It's deep enough where they're on top of it.
That's so crazy, man.
And that just proves to you that Jesus was real.
For sure, dude.
Is that how it proves it, huh? Let's see. Sherry Tapp said, love you guys. What happened to the Reptarian calendar idea? we just ran out of months. You know, I mean, you got to put a calendar out in like November, and we didn't really start thinking about it till like December. And by the time we got it out, it would have been middle of the 2020.
Yeah, I don't
so
know.
maybe 2021 we might do it. I like the idea.
Calendars are hard because
Yeah,
they're only
they're
good.
obsolete. Yeah,
right,
they're obsolete.
exactly.
Yeah.
They're only good for so long. So it's like,
But I think
how
if
many
we had,
do you make?
I
And
think if we
then-
had one ready for November.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But
Then I
would
think it would
want-
be good.
Honestly, I'd want to do just a limited amount because I don't want to
Yeah.
get stuck with a bunch of.
Well,
No,
you should do
yeah.
like a pre-order
Yeah.
thing where people
Yeah, I could do a
pre-order.
pre-order.
and
But
then
but sure, I think
But what is it
we
going to
should
be
do
like?
that.
Your face and all of
No,
them?
it should be every month should just be a different pose of me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
that's-
in
I
different
agree.
You're a
layering.
star.
Different, less clothes by
Joe Exotic.
Oh, that's a
style.
smart idea.
All
So you
right,
get the
Joe.
summer.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Exotic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a music video too
Speaking
now?
of it,
Oh, yeah.
do me a favor, Jay. Pull this shit up. This is pretty funny. Go to Instagram, and then pull up Coyote Peterson's Instagram. This was actually pretty funny. I give him a lot of credit for this. It was obviously April 1st today. So okay, that first post with the
one?
saber-toothed tiger. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Wow.
it says
wait, it's not
Siberian saber-toothed tiger king officially greenlit by Netflix.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
So
a good one.
I thought that was a good one. I
That's
thought, you know,
classy.
you don't really normally think of Coyote as like, you know, humorous, but I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's a good one.
At one second, I was like, "Wow, did he get a Netflix show?" But then I realized pretty quickly.
I want
And by the
Gotcha.
way, we got gotted today.
We
Oh,
got
we
it.
did
got
get
got
got.
it.
We
We
did
got
get
it.
got.
How
We
did
got
you
gotted. So I'm doing a tour, virtual tour, and Jessica and Bruce come up to me and they're like, "Oh my God, you got to see this, man!" And it is an albino lychee. And the guy says that it's someone that they know, I guess they communicate with, and the guy says he wants to sell it. You know, so not to them. He said like his post, like, "Hey, I've got this. I might be selling it." And it really did look like an albino lychee.
Really
It
did.
was
Great job.
really a great job. And so I'm like, they're like, "Yeah, we talk to this guy all the time. We can ask him." I go, "Dude, get that, man. We got to have an albino lychee." And then like
don't.
5 minutes. Well, yeah, but listen, 5 minutes later, I'm in this tour and I go, "It's freaking April 1st. That's not a real albino
Yeah.
lychee."
It was weird how I seen your head like turn and you were like,
Yeah, it's like-
you were like, I've never actually heard of it, but oh.
And I was like, "It's freaking April Fool's Day." So sure enough, it was a joke.
Yeah, and then you
But-
had
Man,
me
that's a
go
good
over to
joke.
tell Bruce and Jessica,
Yep.
and as soon as I
Yep.
walk in, they were like, "Yeah, we know." Like I didn't even have to say anything. It was crazy.
But it was.
I'm really happy it was.
I
I'm not
would
going to lie.
love
They came to me
that.
first, and I was like, no.
Oh
We
my
don't do
gosh, I would die. If you think of it, it is weird that you've got
It's
basically.
not our wheelhouse. We would
I
not
know.
spend that retarded. Because if there was one,
That
it
is
would go
true.
for an asinine amount of money because the lychee breeders, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's just not where we're at.
No, I know, but I would still bought it.
No.
Yeah, you would have.
I would have.
I'm the one that writes the checks. No, you wouldn't.
You would have found a check.
Yeah,
and
I
you
would have found a
way.
check. I would have started a fake bank account.
You could have shouted to somebody out, somebody 50
Yeah.
times.
That's true.
Yeah,
Probably not.
He's got his ways.
I'd figure it out. But regardless, it was a good April Fool's joke.
But
And
regardless,
I think there
we're
wasn't
getting a
as many-
sloth
We are getting a sloth. Yeah,
today.
today it's coming tonight.
It's coming.
It's here. It's
And it's-
upstairs.
April Fools. Obviously, it was April Fools with my phone, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
found
April
it.
I found it
Fools.
today.
And
that was
April
the
Fools. And April Fools,
Yeah.
baby.
Well, Noah brought something up because originally when we were talking about like, hey, what are we going to do with the podcast tonight? You had said that we should talk about how this is our last podcast.
Yeah.
That,
I was
you
going to
know,
say,
it's
let's say we quit, but then that's a bad
Okay.
idea.
Right. And I told the story that like the first year, I think it was the first April Fools that I was on YouTube. We were Snake Bites. And, you know, I mean, for back then we were doing well, you know, I mean, obviously YouTube's a lot different now and all
Yeah.
that other stuff, but we seemed to be doing well and we were gaining a lot of momentum. And like I said, you figure I think we started, I don't remember. I think we started in January. So it was only a few months into Snake Bites, you know, so it was going well. And two things happened. Number one, we were getting, we probably had 30,000 subs or something, maybe 50 if we were lucky. I have no idea. I can't remember. But so we were growing and so that was going well. And then on top of it, I had this is again before MCNs, which is multi-channel networks and all kinds of stuff. I had this company reach out and say, hey, we came across your YouTube stuff. We think it's really good. We'd like to start working with you, blah, blah. And I was really excited. Like, wow, I've got this first company interest. You know, maybe this is going to be something really cool. April Fools happened to fall on a Wednesday that year, which is when we put out Snake Bites every Wednesday, right? So I did a thing saying this is our last Snake Bites. And we did the whole video was like kind of like, hey, we've loved this. This has been great. But we made up all these excuses why we can't go forward anymore. It's too expensive, takes too much time, just not worth blah, 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 blah. So literally, first off, I lose like 1,500 subs because all these people are subbing out of me thinking we're done.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, this is over. The second thing, the next day I get an email from the executive saying, I'm really sorry to hear that you're stopping. We were really excited about working with you.
You obviously sold it so good.
And so then I email him back like, dude, it was an April Fool's joke. I'm kidding. Ghosted me. Never responded again.
Imagine where you'd be right now if you didn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what that was? I don't even know what it was or what it turned into. It was probably nothing. But the fact is, that's why I was like, nah, I don't think we're going to do that today.
It's not good.
Maybe we'll, everyone's just like, nah.
It's smart to learn from your past,
Yeah.
And without that, maybe, we would have lost 1,500 subs today.
It's possible, which would have been negative at that point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, minus 1,500.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, no, you guys are awesome. Everyone that follows us is fantastic. Let's see. We've got Chris Diaz or DZ. Great work, you guys. Got me into reptiles. I started with the leopard gecko. Want an Ackie monitor someday. They are super cool. I was playing with my Ackies today, so thank you.
Yeah, I saw them out eating and stuff. They're not as shy anymore.
No, you can literally hold them now. You can hold them now. They're getting really good. Gino said 24-hour challenge in a coffin with arachnid. Oh my gosh,
I could do it.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't do 24 hours in a coffin, just period.
With arachnids?
With arachnids,
but I feel like some
arachnids
of them might
I could do.
Die.
That wouldn't bother me. Like, it wouldn't bother me to have arachnids
Actually,
on me
I
now,
lied.
But
I couldn't do that.
No.
I mean, isn't that
you can't even
still...
take the spider.
And I'm claustrophobic.
In Animal Crossing.
Yeah, Animal Crossing spider fucks me up
every single time.
Every time.
And that's not even real.
I have one next to my toilet because he's a piece of shit.
You've caught a couple, though, in Animal Crossing, right?
Just one.
Just one.
I've gotten killed
the rest kill
10, 12.
You got killed for the first time, right?
Yeah.
By,
I was
by
sitting there saying
tarantula?
I've never seen one, and then last
it was pretty good. I'm happy with my world, though. So.
But isn't that always, I mean, it still freaks me out that, like, there was a time in history where people were being buried alive. You know what I mean? I'm just talking about the coffin.
What the fuck?
The coffin.
What the fuck is going on?
We're talking about
the coffin challenge.
So
being in a coffin.
Yeah, but what do you mean?
When
did this happen?
Look it up.
Look it up.
Pull that shit up.
You know what? Read about
buried
it.
alive.
Read about
they
it.
used to put bells. They used to put a string with a bell on top of.
No, you're right.
So
That's
you could actually, because people were getting diseases where their heart rates were coming down. They were going into a coma. They thought they were dead. They were burying them, and so they started to actually put bells that would go into the coffin so that they could actually.
No. That's actually This is real life. That's actually true.
No, I know.
And that there's actually cemeteries.
See, it's 14th century.
There's actually cemeteries where there's the bells and the people that like sneak into the cemetery or the people that take care of the cemetery at night and stuff, they'll hear the bells go ring, ring, ring.
It's probably wind.
And they have to investigate.
No, it's ghosts.
It's ghosts,
for sure.
Probably. But no, that I know. I jumped into a weird topic.
No, it's fine. You know why it's fine? Because we're alive and we're living in the moment, and that's all that matters.
That's right, baby.
That is true.
Okay.
Amen.
How you feeling? You got anything else to talk about?
I'll put bells on your casket. Don't worry.
Yeah, could you? I'm going to get cremated, so.
I'll put bells.
I'm not
on your
getting
urn.
cremated. I want to get sucked in by the Mother Earth.
Just
I'll
really?
put bells on
well, now they don't even. The thing that's so messed up is, I know we're getting morbid here.
Okay,
but,
what?
No,
but you know, now they freaking embalm you. You're like 50 years later, you look the same.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You know, I mean, we were in Italy, right?
Oh,
just last year.
Fucking perfect. Stuff me. Keep me on your wall.
I'm down.
Prop me up in the corner.
I got you, bro.
You know what I mean?
You know I got
and
you.
Put me in like a nice Versace robe.
Why are you telling us? We're not the. We'll be long gone.
I'm telling the
you
world.
Gotta tell this to your kids.
Oh, speaking of
I am right now through this.
You know what?
Right.
Can I change the
So I don't
topic for a
forget.
second? Get off the.
Oh, another one. You want?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
we're just getting into this.
I know,
one.
where's this
but I
going?
was thinking.
Oh wow, this is never good.
You know, this goes back to the Tiger King a little bit.
Okay,
Oh,
Tiger
God.
King.
Okay, and so these guys kind of incriminated themselves a lot.
Yeah,
in
a
the
lot
things
of
they
them did, yeah.
So I just wanted to go on the limb and say, you know, Lori, what would you do if you were going to kill me? Like, how would you do it? Just so it's on record.
We talked about it, didn't we?
honey,
You can't play that way.
I would never kill you.
Oh my gosh.
That's
She's
how-
smart. She's
that's
playing the
how I'm
future
going
game.
on
She's
the
playing the-
record.
She's playing the future
would never
game.
I
kill
would
you.
never kill you.
She would never kill you.
Yeah.
Rory wouldn't harm a fly.
Yeah, she
have
loves-
I was kind of
She
hoping
loves
that this would,
everybody.
Yeah,
I
she
was
loves
kind of
people
hoping I
and-
could hold this over her
She
head.
loves people. She
Mountains.
I,
She really loves mountains, people,
Mountains,
animals.
especially
Yeah, for
injured animals. She'll see an injured squirrel on the side of the road and stop.
Yeah,
she'll
and
stop
fix
her
its
day.
leg. She puts a
and-
little stick and ties it.
Yeah, she knows how to make
She has
a
a little
squirrel
get-
splint.
Little get well balloon on
Yeah,
the, on the
on the deer.
She carries around a med pack at all times.
Yeah.
She's make sure she always has gauze on deck.
Gauze on deck. Gauze on gauze on gauze. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Speaking of squirrels, though, we do have a fucking attack squirrel in
Yes,
our
we
life.
do.
Yeah,
we have
I almost got it.
couple. We've got two. We've got one that lives in front.
Yep.
'cause Phoebe was trying to go through the front
That's my
door.
boy.
you
It's
kidding me?
smaller. It's skinnier. The fat one lives between the back dumpsters.
Oh yeah, I almost got killed
And
yesterday.
attacks. Yeah.
I literally almost got killed yesterday by a squirrel. I was walking. I got here and I was walking past the dumpster and I had my hands full with a bunch of stuff, and I hear a little scrumble going in the trash, right in the garbage can, and I noticed that the side of the garbage can, it was open. There's like
Yeah.
a window, a plastic window that can be closed or open. It was
Yeah.
open. I heard it, and I just started running because I knew what it meant. I just started running. I was like, I got to get out of the way.
He just jumps
So I was running.
out.
I was running, and I looked behind my shoulder, and I saw a squirrel fly out. He was like, "Yee!" and he flew out.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, if I was there, he would have got me, and he would have.
I think Beth has been attacked a few
Yes.
times, right?
She's been
Yeah.
a few times, yes.
A
She's
chipmunk.
named it. I can't remember what she named
A chipmunk went up her sleeve.
Oh yeah, a chipmunk got her too. So we got
Yeah.
squirrels, we got chipmunks.
Yeah.
And they
This is
all
like-
hate humans.
This is
Well, especially
wild.
Beth.
Well, they probably hate us because we have reptiles, and reptiles
Yeah.
would eat them. You know.
Yeah.
Well, they best not fuck around. They might become a meal.
No, we love the squirrels.
I
man.
do. We're
Oh,
piping
yeah, I
one
love
in.
getting attacked by squirrels.
Nah,
great.
I haven't been attacked by any of them.
Same,
They
I
seem
don't
to
even
like
know
me.
You don't do anything with the trash.
That's not true. I throw trash away all the time.
I love trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Look at me.
So the next,
right, what do we
the
got?
next one is the Reptarium coloring book.
Love
Would be
it.
Cool for kids.
I really
Thank
think
you.
it is a great idea.
I do
mean,
as
I
well.
really
Probably is
do. I
something
think
that will
it's
happen.
you know,
Yep.
I think it's good. Let's see if we have any other super chats.
There
to get
was-
caught up real quick. Joshua says, "Would Brian and Noah ever do anything like the Chronicle vids you did with Noah started his channel?" I don't. Like the George
Story.
George
We
Story.
should do a George Story segment
Yeah.
on either here or Choices.
Yeah.
I would do it on Choices. Would be great.
Yeah. Yeah. We could
People
talk
ask about it
that.
all the time, and
Yeah.
you know, it could make it a little easier for us because in
Yeah.
those videos, you know, you don't want to go too long,
Mm-hmm.
so you try to cut things out or whatever. But you could
Yeah.
really
Well, yeah, it's
get an
definitely.
hour and a half in of
Yeah.
just talking about some stuff and us just talking back about how we feel about things and stuff like that. I think.
Yeah,
it'd be
no, I
cool.
would totally talk about that stuff because I mean that's the thing. I mean that period of my life was 3 years long. For 3
Yeah.
years there was all kinds of shit that happened at that my buddy's house, and ultimately culminating with him dying and and just how crazy that whole world was. So yeah, we can definitely talk about that. We'll talk about. I mean, I really am. I've been fascinated. I'm fascinated with a lot of things, but paranormal. UFOs, cryptozoology. That's what I've talked about on this
I would
on
love
checking
to have
in.
a cryptozoologist on.
Well, remember I told you that there was a woman that wrote like 4 books on cryptozoology. And for those that don't know, cryptozoology are about cryptids, which are like Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, but lots of other things, what I mean?
So much more.
Could be, skunk ape. I mean, there's a
And
ton
there's
of cryptids.
A lot. There's some that have been proven real, right?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, you
Over
figure
time.
any animal that is a legend and then ultimately is found is no longer a cryptid,
Right.
And it's actually, there was most recently. Jay, can you pull this up? Yeah. It's like Vietnam primate discovered. I think it was in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. But you just say just discovered. Let's see, a new great ape. And it's listen to this. I mean, a new great ape discovered. Can you go up to the top real quick for me? Discovered and immediately listed as the world's most endangered. So this is something that happened. I can't see exactly when it was, but it was a new species relatively recently, and it was discovered in Vietnam. And this was something that for 200 years they thought they'd been talking about this thing, and they thought it was just a legend. And then all of a sudden they find this this new animal that
that's
is
cool.
pretty cool.
Pretty
So,
much like
now
almost
what-
like an orangutan.
What is it
type.
called?
I don't know.
It
didn't
is.
say.
No, it did say. Give me 1 second.
Not sure.
I read all that.
Right here. It
Pongo-
named it Pongo tepanulianus. I don't know.
Or
something like that.
Tapanuli orangutan.
Yeah.
So
So
That's
it's
cool.
like a similar to an orangutan.
right.
Those
so,
are like my favorite
Apes.
great
apes.
apes.
I don't know. I think it's something about their faces
And their
cool,
hair, that
and
like
the
dangly
orange
hair.
Yeah, like the orange look to them. And
We
stuff.
should go to Borneo.
Please.
Win this.
I
when we
want to
can.
watch. I want to watch Raising Apes. What's the hell is it called when the apes take
Planet
over?
of the Apes.
Planet
Oh,
of the
Planet of
Apes.
the Apes,
Yeah,
yeah.
that one. I want to watch that.
Do you know there
I
used to
love
be a
that
Clint?
monkey.
There was a Clint Eastwood movie when I was young. It was gosh, I can't remember what he was like a he's a boxer or something like that.
Okay.
But he had a pet ape, a pet orangutan. You remember it, right?
Yeah.
Yep, you remember it. Yeah, it was.
That's
so,
cool.
So yeah, don't.
He did a lot of
so you can,
roles.
yeah,
He's had a lot of roles.
Here it is. Every Which Way But Loose. That was it. Every Which Way But Loose was the name of the movie. And yeah, he was like some bar brawler or some shit.
That's
But
interesting.
anyways, that was whatever. TikTok. What do you feel about it now? We don't talk about TikTok enough
I
anymore.
don't use it.
Because
I
it's
don't
annoying.
care. It's annoying to hear people on it. It's. I'm so sick of it.
See, I love TikTok, man.
We know.
It's. I think there's good stuff that comes of it, but
You know what happens with me
I
is
just
like
don't want.
I always
see
embarrass
that
your mom
more.
with TikTok, right?
How?
And what it means is that we'll be before we were in isolation, we'd be out somewhere and I'd be watching TikToks.
So loud.
So loud, yeah,
He's so deaf that he's got
So
it
deaf.
full blast.
So
Yeah.
deaf.
yeah.
You can't even hear.
That's
You
not
need
true.
hearing aids. Someone send us hearing aids.
Don't say that.
Don't
We'll have
say that, yeah.
100 by
Send us
tomorrow.
hearing aids. 2 for each ear.
two for each year. I hear okay.
Okay. I know, but you do need to get some headphones, some plug-in headphones or something.
Yeah,
Because sometimes you'll be blasting it, and I'll be across the house,
yeah.
and I'll just hear, and I'm just like, what the fuck is that party
Like-
over there?
What's that song that?
Renegade?
No,
There
that
are
song
some
that's
good
like
ones, though.
I'm in the house bored and I'm bored in the house.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house
I'm
bored.
bored,
Yeah.
and I'm motherfucking in the house bored, and I'm bored.
I was singing that all morning because there was a
Yeah,
TikTok.
I know.
And I
You were bored
was
as
just like,
shit.
oh
And
man,
it's
I
like,
couldn't get
bored
that
in the
shit.
house, bored in the house, bored in the house, bored in the house, bored in the
I'm so
motherfucking
glad
in the
I
house,
don't
bored in
even
the
know
house,
what you're
bored is the
talking about,
motherfucking
so
bored.
there you
TikTok is a pretty amazing platform though.
It is pretty good.
It's just too much. There's too much, man. It's too quick. I already think that us as humans are evolving to have a shorter attention span, and something like this where you can have such fast change of pace. I don't think that helps. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. You're feeding the beast, right?
Yeah.
Because like the people are
Yeah.
already having a short attention span, but then you're making shorter videos
Yeah.
because you want them to watch it, but then
Yep.
it feeds it more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because I find myself struggling to watch full movies these days sometimes, honestly. And I
No, I do
remember
the
there
same
was a
thing.
time where there was never a problem. I would put a
know what?
movie on and I would never
Yeah.
fail to finish it.
Yeah, no,
But now I
you
always
guys know
do.
I love movies, and I have a hard time now too. That's the one thing. Again, I don't want to get into the negatives, but it is a bummer because I love the summer blockbusters, right? Like that's like I love
Yeah.
summer, but I love summer because I know there's going to be some great movies,
Mm-hmm.
and they're already postponing all the movies till fall, and a lot of them are getting postponed till next year. Now, the good news is that next. Like Christmas season through March, there's going to be some banger video or movies out.
Bunch of
in the
heaters.
Also, I
gonna be
mean,
a
you
bunch
could
of
just
bangers.
also just take this time to. We don't always need something new. I think we struggle with that as a society as
Yep,
well, as always
agreed.
needing something new. There's great.
Old
Great,
movies.
great. I mean, technically, best movies made of all time are old,
Oh,
right?
You know what?
You know what I mean?
You know what?
Like,
No, I agree.
there,
You know
we
what I
can watch
started-
old things. Like,
Not that this is old, but I started watching it last night, and then I clicked off because it's a pretty long movie. Is that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? That
I
does
heard that
look
that's
good.
awesome, dude.
So I watched the first like half hour, and it was already like 11 o'clock, and I was like, man, I'm going to get into this. And I'm going to be up till 2 a.m. watching this. So,
Yeah.
so I finally was like, plus I know you wanted to watch
Yeah,
it.
I
I
did
think you
wanna
would like
watch
that
it.
movie too. It's pretty cool.
Is it on
It's pretty
Netflix or
interesting.
what do
No,
you
you
know?
have to buy it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
actually, weirdly enough, it's now on Comcast Xfinity for free.
I have that
But
too.
we have
Yeah.
it. We bought it.
But we did buy it. I just haven't watched it yet. But let's see. Teresa said, "Love the video of Al touring the Reptarium." That was crazy, right?
It was so
like
nuts.
the video itself. Did you see it, Noah, or no? So we got. Did you hear about it?
Kind of, not really. I heard.
All right. So
something
yeah. So
happened.
I was an idiot and I didn't check the cage to see if it was locked and one of the cages was unlocked. One of the sides of his cages was locked. So Al got out at about what time was it? About 6 o'clock at night or 9?
Yeah, you left at like 5:30, and by 6 he got out.
He was
Oh
out,
my
yeah.
God.
And so he was out all night.
But you know
Cruising
what's
around.
funny? Like you've seen Elvis out, right? How he
Yeah.
goes from cage to cage.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
It was so
He
wild,
literally
dude.
walked
Seriously.
and he would like look in each cage and spend time and then go to the other one and look, which I wouldn't expect from a snake. Like monitors
Snakes are
make
pretty smart,
sense,
though.
but yeah.
Well, that's
was
what I've been
shocked.
saying. I've been,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, and I don't want to become one of those like really weird, animal guys where it's like, oh, the snake loves me and it wants to hug me or something like that. I mean, I
Yeah.
think, but I am,
It's hard,
and I'm
though.
saying that, I'm not saying that derogatory toward
No,
anyone
yeah.
that feels that way, but it is bizarre how much I'm starting to think these animals are so much smarter than I ever gave them credit for.
Oh my
it's
God,
like,
they so are. I think, I think that a lot of animals are. Honestly,
Yeah.
I always think about this, and bear with me for a second. Is how can we say that an animal doesn't have consciousness?
Right.
We can't
No, we
because
can't.
we're not the animals. All we know is that humans do. Right.
Sure.
We have our own voice that speaks to us in our head. You know what I mean?
sure,
Who's to say that they don't either?
right.
I think about that a lot.
No, I think you're 100% right. Well, I always struggle with that, right? With
It's hard to say, though.
organized religion to some extent. Maybe it's humans and dogs, but then at what point do you cut off consciousness?
Of what goes to heaven?
Yeah.
Is
Well,
what you're saying?
not just what goes to heaven, just consciousness or has a soul is what I should say.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
People that think that, like, where does that go? I mean, a mouse has a soul. And I think about that sometimes, and it really does bother me.
People-
just how many rodents, we've fed off in our life. And each one of those have the energy of life. And it's not like we're taking their life for no reason, but still we're feeding them to snakes or whatever the
understand.
case is. And it does bother me, but I think that because I look at a little mouse and I think that animal is thinking and it's interacting and it's so it's
a lot of people, they believe that even plants and stuff have
sure
souls.
Of course they do. Well, I don't know if they have souls, but they have.
There's definitely some weird conscious. They've discovered some weird
Yeah,
conscious stuff where, like,
They really have.
if,
where-
like, say a part of the forest isn't getting enough nutrients, that they
weird.
will
Yeah,
allot
other- yeah.
nutrients to that part of the forest, which
it's
is
like,
weird.
yeah,
They
it-
exchange, yeah.
yeah. I was watching this thing where, yeah, exactly. They were like saying that all the plants and stuff and like the forest, they all like talk to each
Are
other through a
communicating.
system, and they're like working on understanding
Yeah.
the language, kind of
Yeah.
like because they can tell that they are communicating.
Well, yeah, there's like these electrical pulses or whatever the case
It's
is.
so weird,
No, it is
you know?
bizarre.
And there's
No, I
like a
agree.
matriarch tree in the forest too, like one tree that's actually the, I guess, ruler of that forest, which is
So
super
cool.
wild, man. It's
That's
crazy.
really cool.
Yeah, it's deep.
Shows us how
deep.
monkey
It's
brain
super
we
deep.
are.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I like, even just that, I'm so grateful for, right? Just to be able to think,
right.
right? Think
Yeah,
about
dude.
stuff like this that, even though it doesn't have to be necessarily true what we're speaking, just I'm happy that we were able to think about
And
just
consciously.
No, I was talking.
unique
I was talking to my.
subjects.
I was talking to my therapist yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and she talked about that, about like gratefulness. Being grateful, and if you're actually truly in a grateful spirit, you are you still with us, Lori? Or you seem like you're completely it's like zoned out on it.
It's hard. She doesn't like the kind of talk that we get into
Yeah,
sometimes.
So,
It's
anyways,
okay.
gratefulness is you can't be like stressed or anxious if you're grateful.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to be grateful because I am a little stressed and anxious right now with the world, but I'm doing the best I can do. Okay, Pigs 420. Great, great. Great to see you all as well. Love you all. I'm doing a pet fundraiser on Facebook to get the proper enclosures for my ball pythons. Please check out your Insta DMs. So, I don't do much in Insta DMs, but I do wish you the best of luck.
Speaking of Pigs 420, this is actually a pretty...
Go and check your Insta DM. I sent you a tiger pic.
Okay.
So, okay.
This is a pretty special, year for us.
And what's that?
For us people, us humans.
Humans?
Do you know that what date March is? If you write it down with digits, what is it? It's 4, right? 4.
No, April.
No, I know what you're talking about.
April. I meant it to say April. I said March.
But yes, and it's all month, baby.
Yes, it's 420 this whole month, and
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Also, especially with the Corona thing, we're really hitting hard with that. Okay,
yeah,
guys?
virtual.
So if you're struggling, go out. The weed stores are still open, baby. Get you some weed.
It's essential, baby.
And smoke that shit up.
I wish you could.
And listen to some Bob Marley. You know what I mean?
I do love Bob Marley.
Don't worry.
Throw on some Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
That's some smoking music for sure.
You could just go.
He goes, fuck.
Just throw that on and fuck.
Allegedly.
Oh my gosh. Brad said, love your contest. Wish there was a podcast daily. I know you're busy, y'all. I've been watching every single day for the last 2 years. Thank you so much, Brad. I would like to do more podcasts, to be honest with you, but there's a couple things. I think number one, I think we'd have to have guests on in order to keep it fresh if we were doing it more often. You know what I mean? In a week, a lot of things happen around here, so it's easy for us to have a pretty good conversation. But if we're doing it 4 times a week, I would like to. I've said this, right? The evolution, and I talked about this recently, is that, I think that you got to always evolve, and the evolving is Miguel, always evolving. I think that, we started with snake bites. We started daily vlogging, and I think that the next evolution, for me anyways, I hope will be podcasting. I really do. And that's not that I want to give up daily vlogging, and I don't want to give up, I'm not saying any of that. I think that the vlog will eventually evolve to something, whatever that is. I don't know if it'll stay daily or if it'll go to 3 days a week, whatever the case may be. But I hope that podcasting will be a big part of our future. And I mean, I don't know. Do you guys still like it? I mean, I know you like it, but do you, Lori, or is it a pain in the ass for you now?
I don't think she has too much fun. I don't know. I don't think she likes it too much. But I don't know. We'll figure it out. I just don't think we talk about stuff that she wants to talk about. She might have to get her own.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about her doing her own podcast and stuff like that, but I mean, it's an open topic, so you could talk about anything you want to talk about. It's not like we have to steer the ship. There's times Noah brings up topics. There's times I bring up topics, and if you have a topic you want to talk about, you need to just talk about it.
Yeah. What'd you bring? She brought up something before that was crazy.
What?
What'd you bring up? It was like, dang.
Was it the first podcast?
It was rough though.
Was it the first podcast?
What? It was rough.
What about?
Do you remember, Jay? No,
was it?
No.
Do you
this was a
remember
while ago.
It was the first podcast, right?
How am I supposed to?
And it
know?
was grocery store.
No, it was like it was. I don't know if she was like in the car with her Uber and like that.
Yeah, I was talking
the
about
lady or somebody like paid for the person's college or something like that. But she was gonna be like 80 when she got out.
Yeah, it was some weird stuff like that.
I remember.
So,
yeah,
it was a good story. It stuck with me.
Yeah, and then people got mad at you for it. Remember, people were like mad.
I wasn't supportive of somebody later in life getting their education or some shit. Yeah, because she was going to become a lawyer at like freaking like
80.
70.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, go ahead.
She got Corona.
Gotta live your dreams, baby. Live your dreams. Joshua said Brian and Noah should come ghost hunting here in northern Nevada. I would totally do that. I love Nevada too. I'm a desert person, so I love it. We're obviously looking forward to coming out to Vegas in November, and that'll be a bash out there in Vegas.
We can hope that we can.
What's Lori's favorite wine and hobby? There you go, Lori. Joshua is serving you up he's serving you up a softball. There you go. Let's get you in the game.
I don't really discriminate too much with the wines.
Really? No, but you don't like a lot of the wines you don't like. You're like, oh, it doesn't taste good.
Yeah.
Is there one that you've had that's really good, like a brand or something that you really stick to? Or?
Not really. I don't think she ever. Yeah, that's a weird thing.
I like to try a lot of different things. I try to expand my palate. I don't like sweet.
Okay.
And I don't like the really like the Merlots. The
Bitter.
really, really dark ones are too much for me. But usually the mid-range, you know, the dries. The
Yeah,
Rieslings into the
I love
whatever
we
reds.
went to Niagara and
Oh, God.
and I love ice wine. Oh,
Which is basically like sugar.
it's so
Because
good.
it reminds me when I was a kid, I loved candy and sugar. I would eat rock candy 24/7, which is just literally pure
just sugar, yeah.
And that's exactly what ice wine is.
And do
it's
you know that-
just sugar water.
Do you know I used to make the rock candy?
Yeah,
It's
I
cool
did that.
to
I
make.
did that
Yeah.
too. Yep, when I was
Yeah.
a kid.
It's super cool. All you do is just put sugar and water and the string in it, and then as the water evaporates, it turns into rock candy.
It's so cool.
And then
And
wood.
I used to just like
Then
to.
you
I
eat
used to
it.
do salt ones too, not because I ate it, but the salt
Yeah.
would go real quick. It was like twice. Like sugar rock candy takes like weeks,
Yeah.
Yeah,
whereas
because it's
salt
good to
will
eat,
go
yeah.
like within a couple days.
Because the salt dehydrates it in
yeah,
general.
and so it's you know I used to do that.
Wow.
Yeah, I used to
It's
love
cool.
Science.
So, sounds like you guys had a good
it.
time.
I've always been into
I-
science. Always been into science. So
Me
then
too.
hobby, I guess, Lori, what's your hobby?
Animal Crossing.
Animal
Right
Crossing.
now, yeah, right. I don't know. I've done lots of different crafting and different kind of hobbies. I haven't done
Yeah.
a whole lot in the last couple years.
You're a
I
crafter.
need to.
Yeah,
get
you are
more
definitely a
into it.
crafter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Used to quilt blankets a lot.
yeah.
In the gym. I mean, gym. I mean, I'm sure that's more of a life thing, but
Yeah, it's
it's still a
different.
hobby,
It is
you
a
know?
hobby.
It's a hobby.
healthy hobby.
yeah.
Used to quilt though a lot. She used to make a
Yeah.
lot of cool blankets and stuff.
I need a blanket.
You stopped doing that.
Yeah.
I have all the stuff. It's sitting there, but it's just I don't know. It's just hard because you have to have the time to
Mhm.
put into
Yeah.
it.
And it's been a busy
and
couple years for
yeah,
us. I mean,
yeah,
there's
I
no
just
doubt
haven't
about it.
had
The
a lot
last
of
couple
whole
years
time,
have
and that's
been
what's,
rocking. It's been good though. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Anything cool over there that you guys have got
Yeah,
going
should we
on?
take some
Let's
questions?
see any videos on the Bell's phase. Talk about what you're going to do with it, Croc Monitor. So you know, Bell's. Bruce and Jessica have been working really hard on it. You know, it's pretty cool. We actually have some videos coming out. I think over the next couple days of some of the work that we've been doing with Beetlejuice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. And then I did see Stephen Cush, of course,
yes.
Force, you know, the guy- manager,
Confidant.
and he posted pictures of the Croc Monitor that they're gonna put up
Okay.
here. So
I saw that too.
yeah, so it's really cool. It was really cool. So that it's going to take some work with that Croc Monitor because it's not like a tame one.
Quick
I'm
question.
scared, honestly. I don't want to mess with that thing.
Well, I think you just got to be really smart, you know,
Yeah,
and we're
I'm
just going to
not.
have to. It might take 6 or 8 months to get to a point where that animal is workable. I mean, we're seeing it with Beetlejuice.
Scary.
We've had that for almost a month now, and we're not even taking it out of the cage yet.
No.
You know, after the first couple days, we've just left it alone, and now it's coming out onto to our
Yeah,
arms
it's
for
awesome.
feeding. But it's really just using our arm as a branch right now.
Yeah.
So
And once it notices you're not a
Yeah.
branch, it tries to dip out.
yeah,
pretty
it
quick, so.
jumps back in, but that's the first step,
Yep,
right? You know,
that's
the thing when you're training animals, and this is one of the things that I've been really talking a lot about lately, is I want to see how far we can go with
Yeah.
training these animals.
Me too.
Like how far can we take this? Like, can we we know we target train them, we know, but can we make them start doing things that are more mammal-like than we thought in the past?
I was
And
just talking about that today
yeah,
with
and
Bruce.
yeah, and that's really, you know, like my next evolution here is to try to get some behavior with reptiles, in particular monitors and iguanas and stuff like that, that we can really blow people away with. And I think we can. Crocodiles as well, crocodilians as well. I think that we can do some things that are pretty spectacular. So what exactly they're going to be, I'm not sure yet, but these things take time. So but the Bells is ridiculous. That is, I mean, every time I look at Beetlejuice, I'm just blown away.
Me too.
Now that Croc
honestly.
monitor that we would be getting, is that the one that you went to unbox with Forrest?
No, that was a different
That was
one.
the
Yeah,
youngest
that,
one,
That
right?
was the youngest
Okay,
one, yeah.
okay.
So they have 3 total.
Kilo.
The middle one is
Yeah.
the one that,
Okay.
that we're talking about. So let's see. Happy to hear you're feeling better. Thank God you didn't have coronavirus. You know, I mean, I hope I didn't. Unfortunately, I don't know. But you know, yeah, it's a silly thing right now that, you can have some symptoms and they won't test you, which is kind of weird. But anyways, I'm feeling better. So that's all that matters. You should get Bruce on when Tyler Nolan comes up. We actually will. I think we're gonna have Bruce on next week if we don't do a Skype with somebody. Bruce is gonna jump on with us, and then maybe the following week Jessica can or something on that lines. But again, we may do some Skype stuff, and Tyler might come on with the Skype. Like I said, Coyote, Peterson, a lot of people that I have lined up might come on for Skyping over the next few weeks and just break it up a little bit, because as much as we like to talk to each other, I think it'd be cool to have a guest.
I agree.
And kind of learn more about people like that. Loving everything from chaotic South Africa. Yeah, I mean, I talked with my friend Heidi over there, and it sounds like South Africa, they're still early in the stages of what's going on there, but it definitely sounds like it's a little insane. You can only imagine what we're going through now here, and then you take it to a country like South Africa, and it can become very difficult. So,
yeah, because you probably can't manage to just, hey guys, you should stay inside. Yeah, it's probably not as easy.
Well, the thing about South Africa that's so interesting is, like, you've got a place like Johannesburg that is a very huge city, right? Very huge city, and really, the entire outskirts of Johannesburg are shanty towns, man, where there's like just tin huts,
sheds,
sheds that people are. I mean, like, just miles and miles of it, right? So you got to imagine those people. I would assume most of them don't even have TV or whatever. I don't know for sure, but I wouldn't think you'd live in a tin house and have TV. But I don't know what they're doing over there, so I don't know. But so I imagine that the word is not easy to get out what you're supposed to be doing. So the community spread on anything for that matter is going to be. That being said, Africa has dealt with issues forever. You know what I mean? From all kinds of diseases, malaria, and everything else.
These are people who just do whatever the hell they want anyways. Like
sure.
Kill people and that stuff.
Well, not
so
everybody.
I'm pretty sure that, they're not going to stay in place just because somebody tells them to. So.
Yeah, it's a little bit scary. So I pray for my friends over in South Africa. I love the place, and I can't wait to get back. If everything goes back to normal, we'll get out there this summer and stuff like that, because it's a great place, and I know I want to take you guys there too. So
that'd be cool.
So there's Heidi, as a matter of fact, right there saying hey. So like I said, I talk with Heidi every day on Instagram and just keep in touch with how her and Arno are doing and her families and stuff like that. So get the kind of inside scoop of South Africa, which I love to death. Let's see, Argentinian wine, Lori. Have you ever had Argentinian wine?
Not to my knowledge.
Because I would think that Argentine would have some amazing wine, because
Why would you think that?
Well, they're similar. If you think about like the topography and even the
that's fair.
And also the climate, it's very similar to parts of Italy.
Okay. Well, I'm not.
So
I don't know. I'm
is.
not gonna lie. I'm
Yeah,
ignorant when it comes to that.
So I would imagine we'll have to look that up, because I would imagine that would be some great wine. I would think. There's also in Adelaide, Australia, is a very huge wine country as well.
Should we tell people to send in some questions?
Yeah, go ahead. Hit us some questions, and then we'll wrap things up here in the next.
Give us some
15.
thought, guys. Don't just say.
Is there an event
what's
you're
your favorite
going
color?
out to Vegas for in November? Daniel asks.
Yeah, it's called my birthday, Daniel. I'm going out there at 21.
Birthday, Daniel.
I'm about to go drink and hopefully come back.
Yeah, we're gonna come back. Yeah, we did this with our daughter. Our daughter, when she turned 21, we went out to Vegas and had a pretty fun time. So Noah's been waiting for 8 years for that to happen. Since,
21 years.
Well, 8 years since 8 years since
left.
8 years since Jade's
There's
thing.
none left. Just kidding. Here you go.
But anyway, so let's see. Lori and Noah. I talked about this. Someone said Lori and Noah handcuff for 24 hours. I said I wanted to do.
I don't know why people keep saying this shit.
I know
you
they
said
should
that?
shut the fuck up.
No, I think it would be cool to have a handcuff challenge.
I agree.
I don't.
Yeah, well, you're both idiots, so.
Well,
yeah,
obviously.
Let's see. Let's see. Brian, you ever want to flex with your car like your shoes do?
What?
No,
he
not at all.
flexes hard with the car.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
No, I'm just listen. I'm not a car guy.
Chevy.
I'm not a car.
Beat to shit.
Silverado.
Silverado boy.
Penis 2x2.
Have you ever considered getting a Chinese giant salamander or hellbender? You just can't get them. You know, I mean, they're not available.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
so
Is there laws against it, or just you can't
yeah,
find
yeah,
it?
they're protected all
Gotcha.
around. So zoos might be able to do it. I like the Dirty South Reptile Zoo. That sounds like a nice place, man.
Dirty South.
And of course, the question goes right along with it: what happened to Satan? It's that's like so ancient history. You know, I mean that's something that happened 10 years ago. You know, it passed away about 10 years ago, and it's crazy to me that people still ask about her.
So crazy.
You know, 10 years later, or 8 years later, whatever the case is. But yes, she passed away, unfortunately. Burmese pythons had the same thing that a lot of ball pythons had maybe 5-6 years ago. It's slowly getting out of the ball python world, but it's a nidovirus that kills them off, you know. And so pretty much Burmese pythons, probably 90% of Burmese pythons died in the early 2000s through the 2010, 2012. Like collections of 200 Burmese pythons were all wiped out by the virus. So that's
Crazy.
what happened. But it's strange that people still ask about her. I mean, I guess that's good. But anyways, let's see. What animals, guys, would you want if money and space wasn't an issue? Ooh, that's a good one. What about you?
Tiger.
Is there an animal? Yeah, tiger. Tiger. I want 287 tigers.
Yeah, please.
If I could do it.
Probably like a
No, you're just dogs, probably, huh?
probably like a beluga whale.
Ooh, that'd be
Jeez,
good.
that's a
You know what I'm
that's a lot of
saying,
space.
boy? I like them big.
I like them chunky.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
Gosh,
That would be
a lot.
awesome.
I think I'd like a cheetah.
Just a
Cheetah
whale.
would be awesome. A giraffe for sure.
Yeah,
Giraffe.
That's what I thought you were going
Yeah,
with.
giraffe, cheetah.
Giraffe, cheetah, whale.
You know, clouded leopard.
Wolf,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
I would
there's so
love a
much out there,
clouded
right?
snow leopard.
In the back of a van, which is crazy.
Yeah. So has Lori tried dry wine from Australia? I don't think you've tried a lot of Australian
Never
wine,
heard of
have you?
dry
Dry
wine.
white wine. Dry white.
Oh.
Dry white wine.
No, I have not had much Australian wine.
Someone asked what happened to your Night Niles. We have Abasuku. Yeah, it's upstairs. Yeah.
Abasuku Komodo.
So hopefully we'll be able to breed
Dustin
her to.
asked if you want a Komodo.
Tiger King thoughts. We talked about it earlier.
We checked the septic tank.
Yeah, we checked the septic
Evidence
tank.
isn't very clear.
Yeah, I mean it's
You know what I mean?
you know it's I mean I
murky
think
in
that
there.
I
Pretty
think that
murky.
I think that it will be very interesting to see what happens in the next several months
From this documentary.
from this documentary.
Yeah.
It's really changed a lot of things, which is pretty interesting.
It is pretty interesting.
Yeah, so
I agree. I think that there's a potential chance that she's gonna get locked up, and that Joe Exotic
Gets
president,
freed, dude.
Gets a
yeah,
presidential
so this
pardon.
is this is what Noah has a
Noah
theory.
said it.
I want
Noah
it
has a-
to happen so bad.
Noah has a theory that Carol Baskin will get locked up and Joe will get pardoned by Donald Trump.
President Trump.
I think that's gonna happen, and when it does happen, I don't want you to tell me that I'm right. I just want you to enjoy it.
Yes.
I mean, because if he's going to pardon anybody, that's exactly who he would pardon, right?
Would that would be
It would be
that
awesome.
that might be like
It would be so Trump-esque.
it would be
Best thing
I mean,
that's ever happened.
you know, I mean, yeah, it's
Look at that
It
man.
would be.
Look at that
Dude,
man.
you know, that guy's like
Beautiful
he's-
motherfucker.
King of Tigers, right there,
Yeah.
dude.
Look at him.
It says that he was doing a $94 million lawsuit and wants presidential pardon.
He
So
always looks like he's got caught off guard. Like,
Yeah. Huh?
You got to you listen.
You said cheese?
At least
Carol?
you got to at least really appreciate the fact that he's calling for a presidential pardon, much like he ran for the governor.
Right. Hey,
But-
president. He
ran for
ran for
president.
president.
hold
Yeah, he
on.
ran for
first.
president
But
But
first,
not
yeah.
only did he run for governor, but he was like third.
Yeah, he
in
got
Oklahoma.
like 20. He got like
Yeah.
20% of
Like,
like
he did rather well, like
yeah,
better than I would
20%.
do.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
he got hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people voted for him.
It's incredible.
awesome.
That's my favorite part of the
love
whole
that.
thing.
So I mean, you
He
gotta
cooked one hell of a
really
Thanksgiving
appreciate.
dinner.
Yeah,
It's
what
Oklahoma,
got
dude.
him.
You know how it works,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, so you gotta get if bare minimum, you know, you gotta give the guy credit.
Oh, he's
for-
got
for-
credit.
for
He's got my
points.
Credit where it's due, man.
And I'm willing to give him a second chance.
And I don't know that. You know, the thing is that I'm not sure. Again, it's no one knows what happens, but I believe that he didn't hire that guy to kill Carol Baskin.
Oh,
I think he wanted to kill her, but I don't think he did it.
No,
I
I
don't
think that they- they set him up.
It seems
I think
like
he
they
got
set
set up.
him
I think he
up,
got set
yeah.
up on that one. I really do. Now, the illegal tiger cub thing, you know, that's not good. You know, I mean, he was going to get busted for that. Would he have served jail time? Probably. would he be in jail for 22 years? Probably not. You know, so
I mean,
that's
pretty clear that every and anybody who breeds these animals in the last several years has been doing that because the laws came and they still kept breeding, knowing that you can't legally sell them, but yet they were doing it. So, you know, like anybody who has them and did it obviously did it. So
that's our thoughts. It's an interesting series, though. It's
interesting.
It's shocking to think that series, because I remember hearing about the series when it was being done months ago. And now to think that it's the #1 show on Netflix.
It's awesome. It's a pretty crazy thing. And I think, honestly, for a lot of people, this is kind of new to where we've been in animal world for years.
Yeah,
and I remember back in the day, way before Noah existed, when we were our first little house and we were doing the shows, and somebody in Illinois, because through the first, you know, that Lee Watson's thing, you found somebody, or somebody came in touch with you that was breeding the white tigers.
Oh yeah,
and
it was Lee Watson was breeding them. It wasn't somebody.
Well,
it was Lee Watson.
And you literally, if I would have said you were like, Lori, we can buy one, and you wanted one.
Yeah.
And this is the whole thing. Like,
he sold one to Mike Tyson, by the way.
I love animals.
Yeah, Mike Tyson got in trouble for it.
Yeah,
I think they're awesome. But again, like, I'm the Debbie Downer because I'm the voice of reason, and this is what I think is, oh my God, yeah, it's super cute, but it grows up, and what the hell are we going to do with a big tiger? I think the long thing, and you're just like, we should do it. I'm like, we have a house the size of this little area.
Hey, he's A&Z, baby.
A&Z only, bro.
Lori, take care of it.
He went from the tiger to the emus to the
Christmas tree farm.
I would love an
emu.
Shit. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Emu, ostrich, give me two.
We could get one right now.
Let's
go get one right
now. Let's go get one.
But this is what I'm
saying.
I'll
take an egg.
Yeah, you can buy them.
This is what I'm
$10.
saying is this shit's been going on for a very long time until recently when the laws are enacted, and it just comes to that. Like, there's
funny
cool or whatever, but like, it's not something that, you know, just anybody should have.
Well, no. Well, I mean, obviously, I agree with that. You know, I should have them, but no one else should.
For sure.
No one else
definitely.
should.
That's what Kara believes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Hey, I get to own these, but you can't, guys.
Because
all right, does that sound good?
Rescues.
Does that
Even
sound
though
good?
But it was funny.
So
Early on with the white tigers, they were $100,000 for a baby white tiger, is what they were when they first came out.
Affordable.
Yeah. And our buddy Lee Watson had a place called I think it was called South 40 Exotics. And he was breeding tigers and white tigers, you know, in the early stage. And, and I remember being in his little pole barn, you know, with the reptile show. And he came up to me and we were talking about white tigers. And he's like, well, you know, they're $100,000, but I've got a 10-week-old right now. I'll give you for $25,000. And I went to Laura and I'm like,
of course she did.
I'm like, can we buy this 25 grand? A white tiger.
We only have one daughter.
What do you think I said?
Another one coming. It's fine.
This was far
before you.
Yeah, Jade was maybe.
She was like 4 or 5.
She was like little, and we were like in the little minivan. I was ready to like drive this white tiger home with Jade in the back, the minivan and the tiger.
Joe,
let's go.
You could have been Joe.
He would have been. But
Dude, I know.
What? He had me
if you bought
instead
that
of the gay young 18-year-old. He had me that set him straight.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
And y'all didn't do meth.
But they weren't even gay.
Exactly.
That's the craziest part.
They were doing gay stuff. They don't have to be gay.
Exactly.
And that's what they call that drug-induced gayism.
Yeah, I do. Theo.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
He's so funny.
That is real thing.
Well, yeah, once you get hooked,
the good thing is
screwed,
Dad
right?
nor I were on meth.
And that
Otherwise, we would have had
look at our
tigers.
teeth. We still got teeth.
Yeah, it's smart.
We got teeth.
That does prove it, though.
Yeah. The teeth.
Drug-induced
gay. Gaydism.
Because he said he's not gay. He did gay actions for drugs.
Yeah, 100%.
Drug-induced.
No, I agree. Yeah. But anyways, regardless, that was the tiger story. I almost got one.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I wish I would have. Because, that Netflix thing could have been about me.
Oh my God!
Oh gosh,
seriously?
I never want.
Seriously, that's what you're saying. You
I could have
been
aspired.
Joe
I could have.
Exotic.
I wish I was. I wish I was.
I think he could have. If you would have said yes, that could have been him.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what you want.
Like,
no,
that wasn't your reality.
I'm joking, Lori. I don't want to have that fame.
Okay,
obviously.
All right. Because I just want to clarify. Because what the fuck?
No, but I think that without you, The voice of reason.
He would be Joe Exotic.
He would be Joe Exotic.
It's possible.
And I don't even.
Possible.
It's not even possible, Dad. It's
reality.
factual. It's
likely.
so
It's
true.
likely.
It's so true.
Hey, y'all, good morning. Welcome to the vlog. We're going to go get some tigers.
They got tiger, snakes, and alligators.
Yeah, dude. It
Well, I think that's the
would've been
problem, though,
impressive.
is that, unfortunately, in the exotic animal world, when it, spills over into, like, a lot of legality, it seems like most of the, and I don't mean to point anyone out, or it seems like a lot of these people are really skirting the fence on legality, and many of them are falling over the fence hard,
Well, that's the problem, though. When you do things like that, you have to, because as us as a people evolve and these more laws come, like, you can't do what you want to do or what you have been doing legally.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess I get it, and I guess that although I'm sure there's always been factions of the reptile hobby that have been fringe, but for the most part, people are still operating legally, in the reptile world. I mean, I say the vast majority, whereas I think it's the other way, maybe with the other things. But speaking of that, and maybe this can be the last topic, is that there was actually, believe it or not, it's always surprising me when someone like Nat Geo does something like this. Nat Geo had an article about how they, one of these animal rights groups, it was an article by them saying they wanted to ban ball pythons. That the ball python trade they wanted to make illegal.
Well, this is the problem, is there's always somebody out there that wants to make everything illegal for reasons that make sense or reasons that don't.
Right.
And honestly, that was something that bothered me a bit even about the whole Tiger King thing, is because every single thing is just one person away from causing a shitstorm because they don't think somebody should have it. I mean, even to the fact of dogs and cats, other than the fact that there's so many people that would fight against it. And that's the thing, is who's the one to say and make that choice of what someone should and shouldn't have. I don't like that line, and I don't like it because obviously, we do exotic animals. But I think you would think it would come down to common sense, but that's not, no. And it's not something that everyone even shares and agrees with. And so any of those things I don't like. I don't like those topics. I don't like those people because, again, you are the one thinking that you're the one who decides what is the end all and what is the right. And most of the time it infringes on stuff that it shouldn't.
Well, it just depends, I guess. I mean, I mean, I agree, but it's just the whole thing's wild. I just think it's bizarre that, they would go, and I don't think it's going to go there, but it's the start of a movement.
If you're going to pick something, that's a really dumb thing to pick.
Well,
a ball
yes and
python
no,
is a
because-
small animal.
Right.
It doesn't cause any harm.
Well, it would be hard to get.
Easy
Yeah,
to
it would be hard to get the public's opinion behind it.
It's one thing to go after the giants and the big things,
And they have.
that you could that you could make more of a case for. But a fucking ball python, what is that going to do? Like,
and this is just the first, domino. I mean,
Yeah.
it's obviously we'll see what the future holds, but I just thought that was interesting and.
unfortunate.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, the good news is that, most people aren't as passionate about reptiles or not owning reptiles as they are a tiger. I mean, you could throw a tiger in a little cage and anyone that doesn't even want a tiger, it feels like, oh my God, that's horrible. People don't typically have the same emotional attachment to a reptile, and so people don't seem to be is up in arms and activist, an activist way, so we'll see. So any last things before we go? I know I saw that 666 people that's been floating around there for the last maybe 5 minutes or so, 666.
Oh,
Sign of
that's
the
funny.
Beast. Let's see, what do we
A&E
have?
Reptile?
A&E Reptiles. Lori nailed it. There you go.
I don't know what I nailed. but-
There you go. There
Whatever
you
it
go.
was, you nailed that, kiddo.
Let's see. Your question wasn't answered. I don't know what that means either. So anyways, guys, I mean, this has been fun. I appreciate you guys so much.
Yeah. One thing you can talk about is maybe many people were just spamming it with, why don't you do more egg cutting? Why don't you do more egg cutting?
Or,
You know why we
We
don't
ain't
do
got no
any egg
eggs.
cutting?
'Cause we don't have
'tis
eggs.
not the season.
We don't have eggs.
Things are breeding.
One day.
First they have to breed, then they lay them, and then they incubate.
Yeah, so we'll have eggs. Literally, I think by next week we'll probably have our first
So what,
clutch of
2
eggs.
But
So
then it takes
So yeah, 2 months.
60 days to hatch.
Yeah, so it's about
like,
2 months from egg cutting, and
exactly.
we've got a lot of clutches coming. So you guys are going to see
We're
a
gonna
lot of
try
of
and revolutionize
Maybe.
it this
Yeah,
year.
we're
man.
yeah.
Why don't you go get some eggs
And
from
cut
the
'em
store?
open.
Yeah, and do
Cut
an
'em
egg
open.
cutting
Oh, that would have been a
video.
great
that'd be
April
good.
Fool's thing.
That'd be
There
good
you
one.
go.
Yeah.
Maybe do
So yes, Jay and I have been talking about trying to really change the egg cutting thing big time, in the sense of like, how can we film it where it's like
On monkey
crazy, like
you cut eggs upside down on monkey bars.
no,
This
no,
is why
no.
we need to bring Noah in that conversation.
Yeah.
'cause he's
No,
bringing
we
the
just
ideas
want
to the
to
table.
we just want to visually be able to bring people as close to the experience as possible, not on monkey bars, but in
that
real
would
life. So hopefully we can do it. Hopefully we can come up with some camera angles / lenses / whatever it is, to where people feel like they're really seeing what I see in the way I feel when I'm actually cutting the clutch. So that's the idea.
you
Whether
could
we'll be
even-
able to do it, I don't know.
You could use some Snapchat glasses.
Snapchat glasses. That's not a bad idea, to be totally
Have
honest
some
with
kind of point of view.
you. Yeah, real
A
point,
point
of
of
view.
view angle.
Yeah.
It would be hard to film with a GoPro because of the fact that you would look ridiculous from the main angle.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's
with
the
a
hard
GoPro
part.
on your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if there was
That's an
some way to
idea.
get your literal point of view
Yeah.
from your head, that would be a cool thing.
Yeah, I just want people to be able to, like, as I'm cutting, people the anticipation of seeing what's in there and stuff like that. So yeah, all right, well, cool. Listen, guys, I'm going to let Noah take us out of here, man.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. You've been checked in like an anal cavity of a drug smuggler in America.
Jesus.
And with that being said, have a
Oh.
great day. Peace.
See you guys.
What the fuck?